All right. Okay, so this is probably better. All right. Something went wrong. I can't hear anything, but I think you guys can hear me now. Let me just type in the chat whether or not you can. I didn't hear the intro playing for me, so I'm just gonna. All right. Okay, so this is probably better. All right. Okay. So, let's see. Hold on a second. What we're going to do, I don't know if you guys can hear the intro. What I'm going to do is see if I can. Wait, let me see something. Let's see. Hold on a second. What we're going to do, I don't know if you guys can hear the intro. What I'm going to do is see if I can. All right, so you guys can't hear the transitions. All right, that's okay. We're going to just shoot. All right. Let's see. Hold on a second. We'll do it live. F it. We'll do it live. All right. So I don't know what happened to my computer, but damn, I can't even play the intro. All right. We're gonna see if I can play this intro, but we started off with a what do you call it, an ally? So we're gonna check that out. This is Chiambori. So before, let me just see if this plays, because otherwise. So we're gonna check that out. This is Chiambori. So before, let me just see if this plays, because otherwise. All right, so I'm just looking at the live YouTube, and I realized that the allies thing is not playing either, which is garbage, but you know, it is what it is. So we're gonna go into Chiambori. This is gonna be quick. I just really wanted to highlight. I think that sometimes we have to highlight greatness. Low key, I was thinking to myself, there's not that many enemies within for me to continually do enemies within as a program, right? And I was like, maybe I could do 2 stories, try to highlight 2 stories. But then a third one came in, and a fourth one came in, and a fifth one came in. And I'm like, damn it, you know, yeah, this is going to be a full program. So, but this is like an ally. I said, look, so somebody, this is the blueprint. Umana Mke Sili, right? Cool Pan-African woman, like I said. She sent this to me and Xbots. She's like, yo, check out ADDI, right? So what I'm going to do is just show you guys. This is Chiambori. She's from Zambia. She's like trying to get Africans of the diaspora to repatriate and do something industrial minded. I didn't actually read it already, but I wanted to read it for you guys because I said to myself, look, we have allies. And if we have allies, we should use our allies. You know, like we should be mindful of our allies, right? So it is what it is. Let me see what the comments are like. So there's no transitions for today because I can't play them. You know, there's no transitions today. Read it for you guys because I can't play them. So let me just see what the chat's like. Trigger Happy's here. He says no, yes, and then he says and Lero says peace, loved ones. Trigger Happy says he can't hear it, but you know, I think you just can't hear the thing. It sucks. Brother Bakari's here. He says what's up, everybody, and so I'll tell him what's up. As far as I can tell, Lero's thing. Lero's part of the KWAZ, so let's give it to her. All right, so the dear potential delegate. The African unit defines the African diaspora as all people of African descent living outside of Africa. In 2002, after an increased drumbeat from people of African descent living outside Africa, the African diaspora, the African Union incorporated the 6th region as part of the African Union Constitution. Now, I remember what Chen Weizhu said about what the African Union is. You know, really, it's like the Arab underwear or something like that, right? Since the amendment of the AU Constitution has been brought to our attention, the onus has been left to the African diaspora to organize and collectively, in a united manner, present demands to the African heads of state as to how he wished to organize and formalize the sixth region in the same way as the other 5 regions of the continent of Africa. So again, but this is true though. There's a sixth region for, like, I remember one time I was walking in New York, and I was like, and somebody was like, "Hey, did you know that we are a part of the African Union?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "The sixth region." And I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about," but I looked it up. Yeah, it's a thing. The government of Zimbabwe has heard loud and clear the outcry from the African diaspora and the desire to come back home. As such, the president, the Republic of Zimbabwe, has agreed to host the African Diaspora Pan-African Congress, which is scheduled to take place in Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, during the month of October 2022. So look at that. Now, that's interesting. How many of you knew that there was a Pan-African Congress coming up in 2022? And my thing is this: that's October. Now, I don't know what it takes to be a part of it, but like, just think about if one of us was there representing the interest of like true industrialization, and that might actually be Chambori. So again, you do want these conferences where you're party to the heads of state of Africa, or the various heads of states in Africa, and you're able to communicate your demands, your needs, your logic. Okay? You're able to communicate your logic to what is otherwise would be a place filled and replete with illogic. So just bear in mind that this is opportunity time. And you got to be grateful for the sister. She's not hiding the information. She's giving out to you guys. So for those of you who are not familiar with the history of the Pan-African Congress, this is a conversation which was started by W.B. Du Bois in the 1900s. Now again, W.B. Du Bois, right? When the descendants of formerly enslaved wanted to have a pathway back home to Africa. To date, there's been a total of 8 Pan-African Congresses, which were held between the years 1919 and 2014. Unfortunately, the 8th was nullified as it was not properly constituted. The first 5 Pan-African Congresses were held outside of the continent of Africa. Paris, London, New York City, Manchester. Okay. Then afterward, you have Dar es Salaam, Kampala, and Johannesburg, right? But the Johannesburg was nullified. None of the 8 Congresses had yielded implementable decisions. Okay, important. It's unfortunate that such a wrong of such magnitude has been allowed to go unaddressed for over 400 years. There is a need to put an end to this conversation. The African Diaspora Pan-African Congress will primarily focus on the formalization of the 6th region. The issue to be discussed will include, but not limited to, enlistment of a continental pathway to citizenship for the descendants of the formerly enslaved, as well as the children of continental Africans who were born and live outside of Africa. They deserve the liberty to choose what country in Africa they wish to become a citizen of. Now, again, this is an interesting idea. Should I, if I were stolen from Ghana, Nigeria, should I have citizenship in Rwanda, Uganda? Should I have easy citizenship or easier citizenship than somebody who is, who was born in Ghana and Nigeria? Should they, because they're gonna have trouble getting citizenship in Kenya, Uganda, right? So should I, as somebody stolen, have easier citizenship than them? Who knows? Now, maybe perhaps every part of Africa should have easy citizenship, but that is, of course, if you remember what citizenship is, and I'm not disagreeing with this. I'm just trying to elaborate for everybody, like in regards to the logic against us, in order that we can then counteract that logic. But the reality is this, that when it comes to citizenship, right? Let's say, for instance, I build up a nice nation let's say Lero is a part of it, Brother Bakari, Trigger Happy, whomever, right? But then let's just say that Kanye West, is not, right? Kanye West is not a part of the building, right? So the citizens build the country, and what happens is that they get all the benefits of citizenship, right? Kanye West, who doesn't build the country, could he just roll over, get the benefits of citizenship, and that's it? Like if there's something, citizens can work here. Can anybody just go work there? Citizens can do this. Can anybody just go and do that? Citizens can own land. Can anybody just come in and own land? And of course, there's a limit to, of course you say, hey, yes, you do want anybody black to come in. But of course, there's a limit. There's a limit. Now, honestly, a lot of constitutions all over the world, really, they want to know if you have good character before you can even be a citizen, which is, again, what is a good character? But it is important to realize that there's a depth to it. There's a depth to it. So, I definitely want you to investigate that on your own. Let's go to preferential investment pathways. So, designed to promote and pave the way for all people of African descent living outside Africa to not only participate in the development of Africa, but also reclaim their inheritance by investing in the endless opportunities in Africa that many non-Africans have enjoyed for centuries. Okay. And then 3, the establishment of a 6th region headquarters in Africa within a host country similar to the other 5 continental regions in or outside Africa. And remember, that's always jobs, and it's jobs if it works. When Alton Maddox Jr. Did his, they're running their political party, I had so much belief in this political party, and I legit dreamed that, forget, I wasn't even caring about university at that point. Well, not university, grad school. I wasn't even caring about grad school at that point. I was like, I want to work in this freaking office as a secretary or something. But whatever, just in this political office for a black political party. That was a dream. It was a dream. But the reality is that, a lot of people want to work for a cause. Forget working for Whitey. You'll take the pay cut. Work for a cause. And this is an opportunity. A headquarters. A headquarters basically means a lot of you can just be there reading the emails, shutting off the phone calls, recording the notes, a very important role. So the appointment of African diaspora ambassadors to the African Union from the following regions: North America, South America, Central America, Caribbean, Europe, Asiatic, to include Australia and New Zealand. The above issues are going to be tabled for discussion by a truly representative group of people of African descent from all over the world. The above issues are designed to assist the African diaspora in joining their brothers and sisters on the continent and building the Africa that we want. The delegates are going to be tasked with debating the above issues, plus other issues that might arise within the scope of the 6th region. The outcome will, and look, you see how they're tasked with debating, right? And that's good. So basically it's like this. You have these issues. And so somebody like me comes up and I say, I see a flaw in this, blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, that's fine. Have a nice day, right? And then somebody else comes in and they're like, yes, this is the way. We have to have citizenship. We have to blah, 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 right? And they believe it. That's who you're going to send. And that's why power is so important. It's to fully utilize human capital, you have to organize it and you have to be able to exercise power, as in reward and punishment. That's realistically what it is. You have to be able to sanction your own people. And when you can, it's it doesn't matter if they're of ill repute, or I'm not saying I'm of ill repute. It doesn't matter if they have different intentions, different goals. You go to them and you say, you know what? I want a service from you. That service is you're going to argue for these 3 things. You're not going to go there and be like Oni, right? Who's going to be like, well, continental pathway to citizenship. Do I really deserve citizenship in another? Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? I'm not saying shut up to me, but you get what I'm saying. You're ADDI. You're just you know what? Who believes in this? Who believes in preferential investment? Who believes in the establishment of headquarters? And they're like, you guys come here, debate. You have your debate, and then they're gonna say, okay. It doesn't matter who wins the debate. It matters who wants these things, realistically. And that's important. That's important. So the outcome will be our formalized ask, possibly the Victoria Falls Declaration, will be presented to the president of our host country, who will table our issues as an agenda item at the next African Heads of State Summit for a decision. So look at that. They're going to be in front of the heads of state in a summit. Unlike the other previous PACs, this African Diaspora Pan-African Conference will focus on how the children of Africa and the diaspora can participate in the development of Africa while benefiting from their inheritance. It is an undisputable fact that Africa is the richest continent on earth, which has been a victim of massive exploitation on a global scale. Africa's wealth belongs to the children of Africa at home, in Africa, and abroad. We are grateful to President Emerson Mnangagwa. Okay, I can't do it. Let's forget it. I wanted to, but I'm actually ridiculously tired. So, all right. The Republic of Zimbabwe for agreeing to host representatives of the African diaspora from around the globe to come to Victoria Falls. We're agreeing to host representatives for coming to Victoria Falls. Zimbabwe to participate in this very important conversation. This conversation is over 400 years past due and must have closure. The African Diaspora Development Institute has been commissioned by the government of Zimbabwe to work with the Zimbabwe Ministry of Foreign Affairs to identify candidates to participate in this very important Congress. We hope that you will consider being a part of this historic conversation. The final selection of candidates will be conducted by the government of Zimbabwe. ADDI's responsibility is to assist in identifying potential delegates and refer their name to the Zimbabwe Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Attached, please find the delegate questionnaire. If interested, kindly click on the link to complete the questionnaire and return soonest. The deadline to submit this form is okay. So I don't know what this is to put it up. She said this is interesting. This was August 11th. She put it up. So that first second I was like, you know what? Maybe I should apply. And then it's like, nope, you're late. So I guess sorry, fam. This is probably like an old document that this was released in. It says 2022-07 on the top. So July. So I mean, it's not that long, but it was, I probably would have released it a lot earlier than July, if anything. But anyway, I didn't see it anyway. So, in addition to the ADPAC conference, there is also going to be a parallel event, Invest in Africa Spotlight Zimbabwe. This event is designed to showcase low-hanging investment in Zimbabwe as well as Southern African countries. This event, open to all the registration, will be posted on the ADDI website and other social media outlets within the next 2 weeks for those who wish to attend. So, I mean, obviously, you could always go to the conference. You probably won't be a delegate, but you can go to the conference. Of course, maybe one of you is already a delegate, so more power to you. But that's pretty much, Her Excellency Chiambori, this is an ally. So turn up. The transitions are not working, so I'm not going to bother with it. I have to repair this another time. Lero says, I never knew of this Congress happening. I guess I need to keep up with the ADPAC more. Yeah. Revolutionary Matrons here, and EL, I feel like it's a different complexion. I'm not going to hold you guys. But EL's here with a even lighter complexion or something. I don't know. Or a darker complexion? I don't know. But it's a different one, I'm sure. So Lero says, yeah, she doesn't know. Well, PAC is, I don't think ADPAC is a thing that you would know about, but I think it was ADDI. But yeah, she's out there. She's working. Look at that. She's commissioned by the government of Zimbabwe to identify like, come on. Like, what more do you want? What more do you want? Somebody in Africa actively trying to get us on their side. And it's like, what more do you want? So let's go to the BA ends. Unfortunately, I can't play any of the videos, the transitions, without needing time to repair it. So we're just gonna go and see, what is this? This is STFU. Just shut the fuck up, bro. What is it? Oh yeah. So first off, fire. Look at this.
Yeah. Come on, Chad.
I swear that she's Muhammad's own granddaughter.
Oh yeah, so her daddy trains it. Yeah, so all right, let's be honest. She's scrawny. You know what I mean? She's scrawny, but she's quick. She got skill. I'm like low-key jelly. I'm like, yo, son, we're gonna get these things. We're gonna try to do some punches. This boy could not punch for shit. Like he punches worse than I do. Not that I punch poorly, but like he punches bad. Like he does. This girl's punching. Now again, like I said, she's scrawny, so it's not like she would kick an adult's ass, right? But she's quick. She's probably beat this shit out of another kid, boy or girl, pretty easily. In boxing, most people don't really fight like boxing. Although she probably again a quick punch to the face and you can knock out somebody your size. Maybe not like adult, but your size. So yeah, this is good. This is good. So now you're like, well, why did you say STFU? Why is this in the BAN category? Look at this freaking idiot. Wish we had more videos of parents teaching their daughters how to cook and be wise on social media. But saying that out loud could get you canceled. Like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you got a girl, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, you got a girl in her youth enjoying herself, being a competitive, being spending time with her father, doing something that is healthy, doing something that keeps her in fitness, keeps her, able to exercise a little more self-protection than most, right? I mean, obviously not against a gun, sure. I mean, sure, maybe actually some guns, yeah. I mean, not like at range, but like at close, you could probably do something more than the next man. Especially if the gun's not already out. I've been told, it takes 3 seconds to pull out a gun and shoot it at 33% accuracy. Or it could, if somebody's not a quick draw, obviously, right? Not like hip shooting or whatever. But if your gun is not in your place. And so what happens is this, though, that it takes a man 10 feet to travel 3 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So, or basically under 3 seconds, he can get to you from 10 feet away. So, if you can't get your gun out in time to shoot at a 33% accuracy, then it's basically close range. Now, obviously, I would take that with a grain of salt. And obviously, if somebody already has their gun out, you don't have a fucking reaction time. You can't, you know what I mean? They'll shoot you. But, at 33% accuracy, but again, they're going to shoot 3 shots. So it's pretty much 100% accuracy. What would I say? Oh, I was going to tell you guys, that's from a martial arts book. But yeah, so, yeah, what is with this guy? So I'm just usually you ignore this stuff. But I'm just yo, you got issues, Chief. I know what you're trying to say, but it's not the time or place, right? And he goes, I do have issues, right? Saying it out loud makes me the bad guy. I'm cool with it, though. By the way, when is the time and place? Not now. I'm not under a little girl showing actual talented athleticism. Encourage children to play. They'll be adults later. She can learn the recipes after her exercise. It's not like her doing this impedes her from cooking. You know what I mean? Or being a wife. It's literally just girls playing a sport. Dude, calm the down. And it's a little girl. My thing is that, obviously you want your little girls to grow up to be good wives and you want your little boys to grow up to be good husbands. But if they're playing sports or they're just playing, it's not the time or place. What are you looking at? You shouldn't be looking at kids to, you shouldn't, no. I mean, it would, if she's, smoking crack, then yeah, you're hey, why is this kid smoking crack? You know what I mean? But, nah, not athleticism. He says, you're making this personal about this girl. Yeah, because you're under her post. My statement was about seeing others training outside of a sport and entertainment. Another point of children playing is to have fun learning our roles in life and skills. No, dude, tag is nothing to do with life. We play too much as a people. That's why we lose. And it's what are you talking about? How are we, that's not the reason, Her role as a daughter, and this looks like excellent quality time with her actual father. She is definitely learning a skill she is excelling at due to her father's training. Exactly. This sister said it herself. And it's actually, you'll notice that both of them have the American flag, which is usually that's block on site. But I didn't do that today. Probably do it now though, right? Anyway, Revolutionary Major says, this BAN is a hater. He probably isn't competitive as a man. Dude, what are you worried about a little girl boxing? With her father, no less. It's is she, punching up other kids? Yeah, that would be suck, oh, yeah, there's, some sort of weird aggression. But, and, my thing is that's what I'm a little afraid of, though. See, my boy cannot punch. He would get his ass kicked in a boxing ring. And my issue is that if he goes into a boxing ring, because kids normally they could tell my son is not able to fight. You know what I mean? Well, not just not able to fight, but he's not like I said, he doesn't socialize all that perfectly. My fault. You know what I mean? But and I'm working against it. I'm bringing him to more social events and all that kind of stuff. But he doesn't socialize perfectly, right? And kids can see that, and they just treat him oh, okay. All right, cool. You know what I mean? They don't they don't do anything otherwise. You know what I mean? They're just okay, cool. What happens with what I'm afraid of, low key, is that he will, if I put him in a boxing ring, to learn some boxing or whatever, he will go against the kid who was trained to freaking kill anybody who goes in the ring. You know what I mean? And then when he goes against that other person, that guy is going to like fucking try to damage him. And then I might need to like, you know, I mean, cause I'm not even in this shape to like, let's say if the other father is also trained to kill people on fucking site, that's like two of us from my family dead. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Like you want to be confident in your kid, but like you also got to be realistic. In fact, there's this video. So if you guys check out the Discord, I got this section called Kupagane and Gomi, right? Which basically means martial arts or, you know, fist and feet or something like that. I don't know. Like punching and kicking or something. But there's this video of these two white girls actually. They're boxing. And one white girl is just, let's go, you ready? And the other white girl is like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And she just doop, 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 win. You know? like what the freak, you know? But it's a like, again, I don't see it. It's not really a real life skill, but I mean, it's whatever. Like, it's not the end of the day. You could still, you know, like, it's not the best thing, but it's like not like everybody's doing it. And this girl has talent, so it is what it is. EL's actually agreeing with the BAN for some reason. No, I'm joking. He says, we play too much as the people, that's why we lose. But I'm saying, like, I wouldn't blame us playing. Like, I wouldn't blame kids playing on the situation that African people are facing, you know? Like, kids playing really, because, like, again, like, if you go to a playground, like, white people are playing too. You know what I mean? It's not like white people don't go to playgrounds. You know, I mean, some white people have better games, I guess, maybe? Like, maybe they're, I don't know, what do you say? Like, maybe some of them are doing, like, science fairs? I don't know. But like, again, like, I wouldn't put this on a little girl boxing. That's like, it's just too extreme a reaction to something that's really mundane otherwise. I mean, it's impressive. Athleticism is impressive. The guy, you know, watching these little basketball players, like, quote, like, watching these little basketball players, quote, how you go to me? All right, yo, whatever. But like, no, I just mess with you, bro. You know how it is. But yeah, watching these little boys play, and they like a little boy could dunk. It's like, yeah, that's pretty impressive. You know, like that's good athleticism. I'm not like, oh man, you freaking idiot. Like it's a little kid. I mean, if you're a grown ass man dunking, again, like I'm at this point where I don't really care. But like, yeah, if you're a grown ass man dunking, I could see how somebody could say, man, we play too much as a race. But if you're a little kid, just, you know, being yourself, like I'm not putting the burden of the race on the children per se. You know what I mean? But all right, we're gonna go to the next one. I think that's a BAN, but this is what it is. Oh yeah, this is me being ironic. Because I'm basically not with the N-word, but of course I have a whole subject called BANs. I blocked her right away, so she didn't block me. I'm so bad at this thing. So one of these later things is gonna be about the alpha female, and the person deleted their account. So I was supposed to screenshot it. You're supposed to screenshot when you see something ridiculous for this podcast, but I didn't, so I got screwed over for that. So this is some lady. Just listen to this, like,
to discuss the harsh reality that black.
Like, oh my gosh, like when I listened to this the first time, I flipped my phone around because I'm just like, am I listening to this right? This woman, oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, she's cute, but like,
Content creators face.
And real talk, she's not that cute. There's gonna be a lady later who I'm gonna say, don't make fun of her. She's cute. She is cute. This woman's not that cute. She's cute, but she's not that cute to be like this dumb.
I recently lost out on a 5-figure brand deal for posting this picture with this caption. Nowhere in the contract.
So again, it's just a picture of her butt and her face, I guess. I don't know, right? Women love posting pictures of their butts, which is, you know, whatever. It is what it is. Not complaining, right? Yeah, I'm not complaining. So the caption was, my N-word took these. Okay? And now she's going to lecture us on why. So she's like, oh, I lost 5-figure deal because I put up a picture of this, and I also said, my N-word took these. And so these white boys were like, whoa. You just said my N-word took these? Because white people know what the N-word is. White people know what the N-word is. But for some reason, black folk don't. Or they capping that they don't, which is, you know.
Were there any stipulations given around what kind of content I could post, except for the branded content, which would be approved by the company? As for my personal content, nothing was said. After posting that picture and posting that caption, I received a phone call from my agent saying that the company thought it was inappropriate. And I just want to take a second to unpack that. When I read that caption, I read a playful articulation of the love I have for my man. It's been generally agreed upon by the Black community for decades that the N-word isn't derogatory, it's a term of endearment. And that brings us to the photo. Yet again, when I look at this picture, I see playfulness. I see a Black girl living her best life, having fun. There's nothing inappropriate about it to me.
Yeah, okay, nobody cares. Again, let me just, cause I gotta intervene, in order to like play other people's stuff anyway. But like, nobody cares. The reality is this: if somebody's paying you, and then they say, you know what, I no longer want to pay you. I no longer want you to represent my company. It is what it is. And if they have a reason, you just gave them a reason. It's like, I remember back in the day, they were like, hey, Black folk need to dot their I's and cross their T's. You know what I mean? And that just meant that you had to be meticulous. Nowadays, people are like, you know what? I can be on you pay me while I call Black people the N-word. Pay me while I call, because my thing is this, real talk. I'm looking at it from a nationalist standpoint. If I were in charge, like if I had some sort of thing, and then I noticed that somebody represented my organization or our nation or our organization, what have you, I see somebody there being like, you dusty N-words. Right? Fired. Fired. If I'm working in a fired. That's it. And you might be like, well, why are white people talking? Because maybe white people are just like, I'm not trying to get no fucking lawsuit. I'm not trying to get sued. I'm not trying to get no sort of negative publicity where somebody's saying that my company is associated with calling Black folk the N-words.
Especially not in the world we live in today. For centuries, Black women's bodies have been scrutinized, they've been picked apart, they've been deemed unworthy, they've been deemed inappropriate, and this is yet again an extension of that rhetoric. It's the hypersexualization of the Black female body which has led to this very conversation.
And she's like, look, so Lara's laughing in the chat. She's like, you guys are hypersexualizing. Like, what are you talking about? You have your whole ass out in a see-through outfit. Who the fuck is sexualizing you? And then she's going to turn around and be like, hey, I'm not being sexual. You're sexualizing me. You have your whole ass out as the focus of a picture, but you think somebody else is sexualizing you? Like, what the fuck is that picture for? And I mean, look, again, so women do all the time have their ass outs in pictures. And, you could make some sort of argument saying, you know what, this is not sexual. This is not, you could do that. You could. I don't think you could do it with that picture she just took, but you could do it generally. There's a lot of women who like pose and they're like, how do I look from behind? And it could be on a conscious level, not sexy. Of course, subconsciously, it is sexual. That said, I mean, like, I wouldn't blame it. At this point, it's like, I wouldn't blame anybody else. I wouldn't. Like, I couldn't. I just, no. It's just like you have this conscious effort to, like, if you really feel like you're being overly sexualized, then make a conscious effort to do otherwise. That's what the Muslims do. The whole hijab thing is like, we have to dress away so that men do not attack us, more or less. Like, men don't find us too attractive to, like, rape us or something. Like, it's just sick. It's weird. It's not like that's something you'd put a burden on the women to fix. But it is like, I mean, not to that extreme. You'd probably just be like, hey, dude, stop doing that dumb shit. But again, like, in this nomadic day and age, in the day and age of the value system where these people come from, it's like you probably couldn't defend yourself against a bunch of men. You know what I mean? Like, if a man wanted to do something, you probably couldn't defend yourself. It's like 10 guys come in looking for women, and then, like, all the women are half naked, like you probably as guys are like, how the fuck do we, you know what I mean? How do we defend them? And then like you might eventually be like, okay, well if they're not naked, if they're not half naked, if they're cloistered up somewhere, maybe there will be less attacks, you know? Like it's probably some sort of strategic value at once upon a time. That said, yeah, I mean, but the reason why I brought that up is to say like that's a conscious effort towards keeping people not looking at you sexually. Going butt naked, like whole ass in front of the camera. Like again, like if you have a big derriere and you just happen to take a picture from behind, I could definitely say that's probably not. Like it doesn't have to be sexual. You just happen to have a big derriere, and maybe somebody else is sexualizing you, which is not the worst thing on the planet. But you just like, hey, look, I'm gonna bend my ass over for the camera. Like, come on, like what? Like you could do anything. Like if you like this picture, you could have just taken a picture with your back in it. Like you don't have to take your ass in it, knowing full well what country you're in. Yeah, it's just like the opposite of what you would do if you. Yeah, it's just the opposite of what you would do. In fact, I'll tell you guys this. I got in trouble one time. Like I was like, I'm tired of that. How women could just like turn like any woman, like anywhere. They could be like in a bikini, bent over, and it's like that's completely normal in society. But like if a guy is like purposely, showing the, what do they call it, moose knuckle, I think they call it the moose knuckle or something, or he's purposely even like holding his junk but behind his pants, then yeah, that's like totally inappropriate. And I get it. It's a double standard, sure, but I get it. It's like, yeah, that is completely inappropriate. Whereas if a woman is bent over, I mean, she's not like definitely grabbing the camel toe, so that's one thing. But if she's just like, hey, look, or she could actually do it, like she could pull up her panties. I don't know. You guys get what I'm saying. But if she does that, it's like, yeah, okay, classy. It's weird, but it is what it is. Let me see what the comments are. Because nobody gonna stop and say, wait, what did you do? So they say, Revolution says, have you looked at little white kids play? That's way more violent. They have fist fights and then go home together. That is their play. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. White kids are freaking, like, I watch them. They're like evil, low key. Leto says, yeah, that video was so cringe. She said, if you can't handle me at my back, that ass up, you don't deserve me. I have a dream. Yeah, I don't know what was her thing. Kitty Man says, who made the agreement on the N-word? I know I didn't. Yeah, that's like... Learning Curve says, she makes out like she doesn't know what she is supposed to have a private account and a public persona for her content. A content creator is like a living avatar. You're supposed to do what they want. Yeah, I mean, I think she said she did it on her private account, but again, like as a representative, So again, like it's like if I'm working for, I have a contract. If Twix, so Twix is like a chocolate company, right? I mean, it might be the same chocolate company as, Almond Joy, right? But I'm just gonna pretend otherwise, right? They might be both Hershey, I don't know, right? But if Twix says, hey, look, Oni, we're gonna pay you, she says 5 figures, so we're gonna pay you $20,000, right, to, on your social media account for the next 3 months to promote Twix, right? And then I'm like, yo, guys, Almond Joy is amazing, Or if I'm like, hey, man, I'm tired of these N-words, I mean, I'm doing this on the public content, obviously, but on my private content, I'm just like, yo, F these N-words. I hope they all, like, or like later on, you guys are going to see something like all tethers deserve to die, right? I'm putting that out. Obviously, you say something really problematic. The person who's like, hey, here's, $20,000 to represent Twix is like, okay, cool it. You understand? Because what are you saying death to all tethers for? Anyway, Lero says she's just crying because she lost 5 figures. I went on her IG. That picture is actually kind of mild to her other content. Yeah, I don't know if it's the picture. I think it's the N-word thing. Because it's like, why would you say that?
The only way someone else could deem this as inappropriate is if they projected their sexual desires onto me. Or...
Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up.
If they projected their underlying judgments onto me, which is what we call prejudice.
Like, she's so dumb. It's remarkable.
Now, typically I would brush that off and say that's a you problem, but it becomes a me problem because it threatens my livelihood, just the same way these systems of oppression have threatened the life.
And why is she getting 5 figures for her social? No, I'm joking. I mean, you should probably make as much money as you can for whatever thing you can do. But like, for real, you know?
Livelihood of black women for centuries. Furthermore, you want access to my audience, which is mostly black women, without actually having a full appreciation for black culture.
And black culture is calling each other the N-word.
Why is it that what's considered appropriate or professional is always adjacent to whiteness? You want the activist part of me that's articulate and intelligent.
Why? Because, hold on a second. So she said, why is there whiteness? Not even whiteness. It's like, if white people go and say, hey man, my N-word took this for me, right? And I'll say the word, right? My nigger took this for me, right? Like they have a picture of themselves and they're like, my nigger took this for me. You would not think that's professional. And we're going to get into why I'm saying N-word like that. Because, you know, shout out to Brother Bakari.
But that's just one side of my black girl magic. Because the other side of me knows how to turn up and throw this ass. And that's what I'm going to do. We don't have to separate who we are in order to please these companies. We don't have to erase or hide any
They don't have to hire you.
Aspect of our personality in order to get these bags. If you can't handle me at my back that ass up, you don't deserve me at my I have a dream.
And meanwhile, you going to them to get paid. Like, shut up. Shut up. So look, so this is shout out to Brother Bakari. He says, look, brother means brother. Okay? Sister means sister. Player means player. And nigga means... So why people get it? They know that when you saying brother, right? You could say it's a term of endearment. I don't know, maybe. But it's the same as brother. You know, it's not really different. You know, when you say sister, you know, it's not like another biological function, you know? I mean, look. Or what it means, I mean, when I say it that way, it does sound like, you know, you might be like, well, a brother, you know, he doesn't have to be your biological brother. Yeah, sure. But, you know, again, the reality is this. First off, I want you all to know this. In the church, we call, like, black folk and white folk too, call each other brother. You know what I mean? So even if we were to be like, hey, you know, well, it is actually a term of endearment because of whatever. Like, realistically, brother or brother. I mean, like, because the thing is that the other examples would be like water, you know, water and you know, catcher, you know, like usually you would drop the R at the end of the word. I just happen to give all the ones that sound a little cooler to say. But yeah, but like literally like at the church, it's not like your biological brother, but you know, that's my brother in Christ or something. I don't know. So anyway, brother means brother, sister means sister, player means player, and nigga means. So what is she arguing for? What is she arguing about? So we're going to go back just really quickly. And it's like this woman got me confused. So I blocked her right away. I'll unblock her though so she could actually see the shit. But still, I don't know if she'll see it, but who cares? This woman got me confused. No one, not even white brands, need to pay you for calling men the N-word. WTF? Y'all be playing the victim card even during the FS. No one owes you money for FS. No one owes you money for fuck shit. No one. And that's all I gotta say about that one. Hopefully you guys could appreciate that. But that's like, well, yeah, like I said, it's a little ironic, but it is what it is. Let me see what the comments are like, and then I'm gonna go to the ABA for a quick. We'll see what the ABA. No, I can't even play the video. Oh, this ABA pissed me off. This ABA pissed me off. So yeah, she just cried about the money, but that's what it is. That's how people. That's what you're supposed to do. That's how you control people. You know, when you can afford. See, that's what I'm saying. We have to be able to afford paying influencers 5 figures, okay, to promote our brand. You understand? To promote our brands. We need to be able to do that, so that now we're like, hey, here you go. Here's 20 grand. Right? Promote this Pan-African thing. Right? And then we're going to be like, hey, look, it's in the contract. You said some fuck shit. Contract annulled. You violated the contract. Contract annulled. You said some fuck shit. And what that's gonna do is that it's gonna get people like even the strictness, or even if they don't contract, if they don't, you explain to them the contract. You say, look, you're gonna promote black love, black power. You ain't gonna be on no black men, black woman, none of that shit. You ain't gonna do none of that. You ain't gonna be all, this is our culture though, right? Our culture is to, you ain't gonna do that. And if you do that, then you contract annul. If you don't do that, you're getting paid. You're getting paid. I want to pay you. You're getting paid. She's a decent looking woman. Lero says she saw better pictures, so, I'll trust her judgment. But, she's a decent looking woman. I don't know if you need a decent looking woman to advertise your thing, but I mean, it don't hurt. But it is what it is. Let's go. Honestly, yeah, this one just pissed me off. So this is one of probably actually one of the worst. I forgot about it, but so it's apparently this is the only ABA. Isn't that crazy? This is a motherfucker. Let's see if it's up.
No.
La dos muñecas lindas de Ori.
Dominican moms be like,
No.
Las dos muñecas lindas de
Yo no puedo
Ori.
buscar las que están allí.
¿Y cuáles que están allí?
Las que yo tengo allí guardadas.
¿Y cuáles son esas? Estas son las de ella,
Espérate, yo le voy a
que se
buscar
parecen
una.
a ella.
Mire,
This is the doll that I got her.
mira la cara, mira cómo ella los cachetes, mira.
Ella no le gusta esa muñeca. No le gusta. No le gusta.
Ella sí le gusta.
Ten, Ori. Ori, ten. Ori. Ori, ten. Ori, your dolly.
Mira la misma cara de tu hija, mira los cachetes, mira. Esta es la...
¿Cuál es la misma cara?
All right. So anyway, oh my gosh, this is what I'm saying, man.
Dominican moms
Muñeca
be like,
linda.
Some black folk I just do not like, and the person here I don't like is the freaking daughter. So I say, but honestly, the daughter is dumb as fuck. See, because some of y'all like, oh, you probably don't like, the mother is like something wrong with the mother. No, there's something wrong with the daughter. And I'm gonna go into that. Okay, there's no comment, so I'm gonna go into that. No, actually, Kofi says she is a new black. Yeah, new black. Freaking hate them people. Yeah, you couldn't even play with my kids like that, baby or not. That's wild. Yeah, Lero was like, you can't even play. Like, here's the thing. I'm like, look, honestly, the daughter, fuck. I would have snatched my daughter from my mother for that. Y'all need to stop being cowards. Like I'm telling y'all, real talk. My son was newborn. I was like, hey, Dad, did you wash your hands? And he was like, no, because it was a baby. It was a new baby. I was like, hey, Dad, do you wash your hands? And he was like, no, I didn't wash my hands. He was joking. He did wash his hands. But he said that. I said, give me my son. And that was it. He came all the way from another state to see his first grandchild. And then he was just joking. And it's my father. It's my father. And I said, hey, did you wash your hands? And he said, no, I didn't wash my hands. And I said, all right, forget it. And it wasn't even during the pandemic. It was just, he just came from outside. He was pissed. But it's like, I'm not playing with nobody. There ain't no games in this world. I'm telling you, a lot of black folk. A lot of black folk look at their parents as, well, they're my parent. It don't matter. Like, especially when you become a parent, and not even when you become a parent. Like I'm gonna say this. Like, I'm low key American in that way. You know what I mean? Like, when I turn 18, I'm 18. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you what it is. Right? This type of shit, and like, my dad didn't even do anything like this. This type of shit where somebody's holding your baby to encourage a white beauty standard and pushing away a black doll, you tell her to get the fuck out. I'm sorry. Like, you have to stand up for your own children. Because if you do not, and I'm telling you right now. If you don't stand, oh my gosh, like, there's something wrong with you if you don't stand up for your own child. Even in the slightest, when you say, look, I don't play games with my child. So that's the thing with a lot of people. They play games with the child. And I mean, like, look, when you up against the state, and I don't agree with you being up against the state, you like, oh, well, the state's going to tell my kid is a retard. I'm just going to go along with it. Fine. Like, if you up against the state and you figure you can't beat the state, that's fine. But you should know damn well that you could tell your parents, hey, look, you better stop that shit. I don't care. And you can say, yeah, man, it's arrogant. They know better. Look, you fucking see what she's doing. They're just like you. Like my son may look at me today and say, you know what, my dad's amazing. But at some point he's gonna get older and be like, did my dad just talk in front of podcasts? Like, did he? That's all he done? Is that what he did? You know what I'm saying? He just read books and ignore me type shit. He's gonna be like, you know what? Maybe that's not the perfect individual. Yes, humans are not perfect. And look, I beat myself up over that too. Well, not the podcast thing. I like the podcasting thing. But, I beat myself up about my own parenting. And the reality is that you as a child should beat your parents up over that too. In fact, one of the earliest articles I wrote had to deal with what Malcolm X was saying about, should a child correct their parent? Should a child? And it's like, yes, absolutely. And the thing is with this, like, realistically, like, I mean, when I read the Malcolm thing, I was kind of like, a little tamer. I'm telling you right now, especially as a parent, you try that on me. Where you get that black doll out of here, white beauty, just get out of my freaking house. Do not touch my kid again. And I mean, look, I'll tell you this. It's a little tougher because, with regard to grandparents, you do want your grandparents to, you probably do want you want somebody to help you watch your kid. So, I mean, I was kind of really resistant to that. So I was like, I didn't want to leave my kid with my mother just in case she brought him to church or something. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't know about that. So, that was one of the reasons why I didn't really leave her alone too much. Although when he did, I was like, Mom, can you not, give him any church stuff and any of that stuff? So, it is what it is. I mean, now I don't have, if you guys don't know, my mother passed away. So, so now I'm just like, damn, nobody's watching my kids like that. But, so you could be a little more strategic if you need some sort of strategy. Like for instance, this lady's living with her mother. But even so, even that, it's no, don't do this stuff. And that's the same thing. Just grab the freaking doll at least. Chop off it. Why do you fucking have that doll? And I'm not even oh my gosh. If you see, come on, it's just not even, ugh. This is embarrassing. So I think there was actually a comment under this. Oh, okay, so I don't remember that. But it says, this woman would never even hear from me again, ever. Shaking my head. Something that says I have accounts. When it comes to their mothers, you'll be amazed at the lengths a lot of women will go in order to avoid having to. Now, again, these two brothers kind of go on the patriarchal stuff. And it's I don't really care for that patriarchal. Because it sometimes borderlines on the mangina stuff where you're just blaming women for stuff. But let me see what the comments are. Kofi says, I hate that she posted this for clout. Dominicans have it bad already. Nothing wrong with that. To KW on 7. Yeah. Oh, wait. Maybe I missed the chat that KW on 7 might have said. So let me go to all chat. KW on 7 says, Dominicans are a multiracial country that claims Spain as their motherland. They want nothing to do with Africa. Yeah, even so, it's clearly that little kid is not a white girl. You know what I mean? If you feel as a parent that your the child's grandparent is pushing a white beauty standard onto a child that's clearly not that white. I mean, it's okay if the child is white. You know what I mean? If the child is white and you're pushing away the black doll, I mean, it's not PC, but it makes a little more sense. You know what I mean? Hey, don't give her that black doll. Because again, why would you give her black beauty standard? Right? But you have this little girl who's not going to grow up to be, I don't know. I don't even know what, yeah. So according to KW Don 7, maybe that's not even a black girl, so who gives a shit? But I'm just saying for us as a people, yeah, that's effed up. Revolutionary Matrix says, I found it interesting that the white doll, in an attempt to be more interesting, used technology. Dominicans want to be white anyways. Yeah. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you feel like that's a bad thing that your parents are doing, then do something about it. Don't just fucking stand there. And, like, the thing is that the way how the mother's behaving, you know damn well that you could pull whatever fuck shit. Like, she could pull whatever fuck shit she wants. See, the way how I operate in this world is that, no, you can't pull that kind of fuck shit. My dad didn't know at the time, but he found out that I'm serious. You understand? I think next time I was like, did you dad wash your hands? He's like, yeah, I wash my hands. Because I'm not playing. I don't care if it took you 20, 30, it took you 50 minutes to go see your grand. I don't give a shit. I don't play. I don't. And that's the thing. I mean, it's not like, some people are like, hey, that's not the best thing. I mean, that's your dad. I mean, that's true. But it's like, for those of you who are not parents, you're going to see one day when you are a parent that it's going to be apparent that when you are a parent that, you don't deal with fuck shit. Or when you do, like, nah. Because, like, again, like I said, like, if you don't protect these kids, then who will, right? When it comes to their mothers, so again, this seems like a little bit of a whatever, but when it comes to your mothers, you'll be amazed at the lengths a lot of women will go in order to avoid having to properly acknowledge and then take some action against the mother's toxic behavior, even when it's causing actual damage to their own and other children. So again, he's like, hey, some women don't check their mothers. And he's like, exactly, a lot of mothers are abusive to their daughters in the way most men would never tolerate. Men are better, blah, blah, blah. All right, just sad. So he goes, look, it's a tricky. She probably thinking, do I put down the phone to snatch my baby and ruin a golden TikTok moment, or do I sacrifice her to the greater good? I'd say she's making an effort, and hopefully she'll go to the snatching eventually. I'm like, no. A lot of black people remain children. She's let her mother walk all over her. I was a great son, but neither my father nor mother could get in my way about my kid. Sorry, but when I was an adult, I was an adult. This is babies raising babies. Read the body language. Because again, that's a mother who is like, shut the fuck up. Get that shit out of my... Like you can't... Nobody could do that to you unless they've done it to you before. You know what I mean? Like, if I was in a playground, for instance, right? If I was in a playground and somebody was just, like, slapping my kid in the face, and then I stand over them, and they looked at me and slapped them in the face, then you already know from history, right, that I've let it slide before. And that's the thing, too. It's like, if you actually pick up on human body language, I'll tell you this. So this one kid, like I told y'all the other day, this one kid, little mulatto boy, or it looks like a mulatto boy. Some little Jew girl, white girl, tells him to dump my son's bubbles, right? He's carrying some bubbles or whatever, like some bubble fluid. So she's like, dump it. And the first thing the boy does is looks over to me, makes eye contact, like, can I do this? Like he's seeking permission. And then I just look away, I break eye contact. I'm like, shh, doesn't bother me. It does bother me, but I'm like, doesn't bother me because I want my son to know the world is cruel. You know what I mean? But, so the kid dumps it and, he kind of looks, he's like, no punishment, whatever. And that's it. Now, later on, I do reprimand the kid and he's freaking crying. But I reprimand him later because I think he like squirts me with it's like water or something. And I just like, you're a bad kid. You're a bad kid. Where's your father? And he's just whatever, right? But I was ready to fucking beat the shit out of his dad too. Like I said, he's a mulatto, so whatever. Like one of his, like his father was like a white boy. I don't know if he's a real mulatto or if he's like half white, half like Latino or something. But yeah, like I mean, his father looks kind of big though, low key. But like I don't give a shit. I'm like young and whatever. Anyway, what was I saying though? Yeah, you got to read the body language though. Like everybody has body language. The lady in the video, her body language is like, get out of here. Like, who are you? Who are you to tell me what to do with my grandchild? And it's like, yeah, like, ugh, I couldn't. Like, I just couldn't. Like, this should be is this not to pass me? What is this? BAN? Oh, ABA? Yeah, it makes sense. All right. I speak English, so I'm not clear on what's being said. I speak Spanish, so I'm not clear on what is being said. Perhaps she lives at home. Everything you said may be right, but I think considering that she was raised by that woman, she's made some steps. Yeah, no. Our race will never progress without courageous adults. And he's like, I'll be fine with just adults, to be honest. Courageous is asking too much. It could be me, though. I'm not having my child under someone else's roof to begin. I've maintained my right to say, get the F out of my house since 18. Yeah. I mean, like, whether you can or not, because, like, some people can't. Like, whether you can or not, like, just be by yourself. Like, at the end of the day, just step up. Step up and step forward. You know? And if you don't, like, yeah. Like, in fact, I can remember, in fact, with my son's grandfather, you know, his mother's father, yeah, he was like, he could like push his family all around, you know? And so like part of me was like, I didn't even want to bring him around his grandfather. You know, his grandfather did pass too. But like, it's like, yeah, if you can't control your family, then, I mean, that's actually a problem in and of itself. Honestly, I would say, you know, because like I said, I think it was actually yesterday. So for those who don't know, apparently Tanzan had a late night podcast. And Harsh Reality was there too. But I think I was able to like hear like a bit of it because it was like 5 a.m. type stuff, right? Like what the fuck, or like 4 a.m. or something like that. I was able to hear a little bit of it, and I think at some point, you know, Harsh Reality, who by the way is going to be available, I think tomorrow. You guys can watch his podcast with Lero in it, but. He's like, look, like if a woman does not have a good relationship with her family, right, then just leave her the fuck alone. It's a pass me. And the same with like a man. Like I think you said, I don't remember what it was exactly. I could barely hear because I was like outside. I know, right? That late. But he was like maybe like if a father has a bad relationship with his mother, and or a daughter has a bad relationship with her father, then like just back away from them. And like, you know, usually you would think, like my thinking at one point was, oh, you know, if you're not really like messing with them, if you leave them alone, that's even good too. But like realistically, they can project their dislike of their father onto you. You know what I mean? Or they can project their like you know, like, oh, these men are terrible because my father was bad, you know? Like, and it's like part of me is like, I don't want to judge, like I wouldn't want to judge somebody based off of that, but like it might be a good call, you know? It might be a good call. Anyway, so let's go to the manginas. I know, no freaking music. It's freaking stupid. Let me see what the comments are. Forecast says, what's up, y'all? I was about to play this video the other day. Oh, yeah. That video was too much. Kofi says, black folks love posting things on the internet too much. Shaking my head. Well, I mean, I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if you call them black, right? You know? You know what I mean? But yeah, Dominican Republic is right next to Haiti, but like, I don't know. Leto says, yeah, we back tomorrow. I know y'all missed us. Yeah, we missed you guys. Well, mostly the guys, huh? I'm joking, Leto. You're good people. I'm just messing with Leto. Leto's good people, fam. So let's go to celebrity values. So this is just, realistically, I just wanted to talk about this. I mean, like, after reading Nyerere, I really think you guys should go and read Nyerere. I don't know how to say it, but so because I read him, this like inspired me to comment on some stupid celebrity stuff. So basically, Cardi B says, I took a picture in this house I want to buy to remind myself to go harder. Watch me get it. Now, here's my thing. Cardi B is rich. So if there's a house she can't afford, that house is probably fucking expensive. Right? Like a little excessive. So she's like, look, I took a picture. I want it, so on and so forth. So Offset, I'm guessing this is her boyfriend, is like, damn, you really want this house? Don't worry, we go and get it. Right? So basically two rich people saying, we're going to save up for a house. Okay? Okay. So now here's my thing. There's an important lesson here on the value systems American celebrities propagate, whether consciously or subconsciously. Right? The lesson is a good man partakes in hyperconsumption alongside a good woman who does likewise. This standard will impede any group that is popular among blacks. So why do I say this? Like I said, you know, I think there's actually a post where I point out, hey, I said, look, I recently started dating, right? Let me see if I can find it, right? I said I recently started dating, you know, and I only say that just so I could tell this story, because because usually it's like that's none of your damn business, right? But where did I put it? I think it's like, so this is my Twitter, by the way. So I said, look, so I began dating again, and boy, so I went on a date with 3 women. Okay, 3 women, right? Aesthetically, and they're different times, obviously, right? Aesthetically, 2 are in the 8+ range. Okay, 8+ range means that they're good looking. Body curvy, hips, something, little waist, body, yada yada. You know what I mean? They had the body, all right? Not just the body, but they had the face. They're pretty. They're so on and so forth, right? A+ range. Okay, now they say that when it comes to dating, you should date within 2 of your own ranking. Now, of course, you don't look at people only aesthetically. You can look at people holistically. But the thing with the lady who's 6, she's brought down by her own personality. So I'm just saying, based off of aesthetics alone, okay, based off aesthetics alone, these other women are just better personality, and they're also better, right? So I say aesthetically, 2 are in the 8 range, and 1 is in the 6 range. So the 6 had the I require luxuries mindset. 2, though. So it's like the good looking women were like, you know what, you don't need to buy me nothing. You know what I mean? Like technically, one of them be like, I got you if necessary. Not really, won't be necessary, but like there was an occasion. I could tell you guys, like, we needed tickets to this event, and for some reason I couldn't do the event. Like it wasn't working with my my setup, and so they were like, I got you. I got it. Of course I bought the food later and all that. But what I'm saying is that it's like they're like, you know what? I'm just here. You're just here. We here for whatever. This lady, on the other hand, 6. Nah, you need to take me somewhere. If you want anything from me, you gotta take me somewhere. It's like, first off, the better looking women are not even asking for me to take them somewhere. So I'm like, I don't understand. I get your mindset is your mindset, but good grief, someone explain. I didn't even know that Faithful wrote things. Someone explain women. Yeah, right. I mean, look, I understand it, right? So I said, look, somebody was like, I wonder if they think that requiring luxuries makes them luxurious to be with. That would sadly be false if they were a dime, right? Even if they were a dime, like, even Lupita, you know what I'm saying, right? But I'm like, look, she's convinced the poem fire. You know what I'm saying? She's convinced the poem is fire. Yet better looking woman, more desirable, better to embrace, have the understanding that sex isn't meant to be transactional. Sex is procreational and recreational, but not financial. I was going to just say recreational. I know some people are going to be like, it's procreational. Okay, it's procreational primarily, sure. But it's recreation. You know what I mean? And then, but like the idea that, oh, well, one of us is giving the other person the pum fi and the other one. And it's like, lady, I mean, I know you guys are saying, wait, why were you talking to a 6? I don't even know. Like, honestly, it was like an accident. It was a mistake. And then, like, on top of that, she was wearing, like, a fat girl shirt. And I didn't know that she had to be fat. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was, like, fashionable. Like, I didn't think it was that fashionable. I thought it was, like, I kind of thought it was, like, I'm going to hide my body type thing. But, like, I didn't know it was, like, I'm going to hide my body because I'm fat. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was just, like, I don't want people old. Like, like the Muslim thing I was talking about earlier. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay. But, like, apparently, yeah, if a woman's wearing a fat girl shirt, she's probably a fat girl. That was a pro tip I gave. Pro tip, if she's wearing a fat girl shirt, 9 times out of 10, she's fat. And so the guy's like, did you get fat catfish? Like, more like fat fish. Anyway, all right, so that's a tough crowd, right? But yeah. So anyway, let me see what the comments are like. No, there's no comments. There's no comments on that. But yeah. So it's not that you have anything against fat people, but then I realized, like, low key, yeah, like a woman feels so much better when you're not, like, grabbing pockets of fat, It's just, like, not even, like, it's not even comparable. And, like, not, like, fat in the, because, like, I don't know if you, like, some of you guys are lucky and you don't know much about fat women. I happen to have, had my share. When it comes to that, like, it's not even, like, the soft type of fat, like, jiggly soft, like a booty. Like, that's good cellulite. You know what I mean? like fat people kind of have like rough, tough, baseless fat. Like I don't even know what it could be described as, but it's like almost like you're grabbing like cardboard or something. You know what I mean? Like it's not like the best feeling. Like if you're rubbing a woman, then you like just feel cardboard. You know? Whereas a different woman, it's like, oh yeah, like curves, ooh, wow, ooh, and then it's like, ooh, that butt, ooh, you know, like nice soft, ooh, you know, like you don't complain if she's infirm, you don't care, like you're just like yes, but like the cardboard feeling is like, I'll go without it, you know what I mean? Like I'm good, like and then the idea that you're gonna like, I'm gonna have to pay for that, you know what I mean? Like nah, sorry, I'm not interested. But yeah, so anyway, so right, tangent. So what I'm saying about this Cardi B thing is that, you know, women are being told a good man is a guy who's gonna engage in your luxury. And so why I brought this up is because Niere, like he's like low-key, I was like on this day and I just started like ogling like Niere, which was like the weirdest thing. She was just like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, no, yeah, I'm okay. Just like, yo, this dude was so good, right? You guys heard it. You guys go back and listen to that Niere reading. It's like I always kind of talk bad about socialism on whatever, but like this time I did it, it was really good. So I definitely recommend you guys go back and listen to it. But yeah, again, so like first off, if the house is so expensive you have to save up for it, then you're fucking doing the wrong thing. So one of the things about this Adam Smith guy, this, you know, I wouldn't even say capitalism, but this Adam Smith guy is this idea that parsimony versus prodigality. Okay, prodigality means that you're just buying luxury, you're buying expenses, you're doing all that kind of stuff. Like you're just wasting your money, more or less. You're putting your money to unproductive uses, right? Not that a house isn't productive, but it's not. But still, you're putting it to productive uses. The house is like required shelter, but again, she's a millionaire, so it's not like she can't get a house, right? Or you know, yeah. So he says parsimony versus prodigality. Parsimony is like saving your money, being judicious, having savings, putting your money towards something that can be productive or profitable to you, right? And that's really like what Niere's character was, but also like what we as an African people have to really seriously start to consider too, you know? And that's what Niere was telling us too, as well as him himself being like really frugal, really cheap, but also just like, yeah, you don't need luxury. So why I bring this up and, you know, in this category is to say black people are being influenced by this quote unquote upper class in a sense to think like, hey, you know what? Save up for a house. There was this white boy who was like, hey, you know, I made this much $1 million in crypto and then I spent all of it on getting this big mansion. Right? Like I sold my account and I got this mansion, right? And so he shows this big ass house and a lot of other white people are like, you dumbass, you sold all of your crypto to buy a house. And it's like, he's like, no. I sold my crypto and I also bought a house. You know what I'm saying? But you're not supposed to put all of your money into your fucking house. You're not supposed to be saving up for a fucking house. Like, a house should be... I mean, not to say that nobody saves up for a house, but again, she's rich. It's not like she's broke. So, a house, you're supposed to... Like, you could save up for a house, so on and so forth. But realistically, you would want your house to cost you, like, 10% of your wealth or something. Like, you know, something... Not like 100% of your... Well, not like 200% of your wealth. You know what I mean? Especially not if you're already rich. Like, then it's just like, no, you're being excessive. Like, when white people go and buy houses, like for instance, you know, like the Jeff Bezos types and the Bill Gates types, they do have expensive houses. But compared to their wealth, the houses are like, you know, like if we bought a house. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. No, it's not even like we bought a house, because we buy houses that we can't afford. They're buying houses that are like, you know, like for instance, so maybe like $330 million, but they're worth like $10 million or something like that. You know what I mean? Like they themselves are worth like $10 billion. or something like that, you know. So like again, this is like a really bad value system because it's like, hey, it's really like with Offset, really, because it's like, hey, Cardi B is like, hey, you know what, I want to buy this house, I want to save this house, and then he's like, yes, I will help you get luxury, I'll help you to be prodigal, okay, I'll help you to be on the luxury mindset, and then of course you end up with women who are like not really that good looking, you know, coming to guys like me and being like, will you help me get this? And it's like, why would I do that? I'm like, I have a family. You know what I mean? Like, I have a family. I'm not, like, it's not worth it. I know Lero did not just call me a grandson. But anyway, let me just go. Yeah, we back tomorrow. I know y'all. So Bittermaster says, you're going to get canceled. What am I going to get canceled for? What did I get canceled for? And it's like, why would I do that? Lero says, left my ass off. Oni show been wilding lately. He in his bag though. I ain't mad. Left my ass. Talk your ish grandson. Who was she calling grandson? Who are these? Nah, I'm joking. He also said, if you spend too much on a house, it becomes kind of silly, like getting a Gucci belt. Yeah, I mean, like, you can get a Gucci belt if you're rich. You know what I mean? Like I told you guys, like my father. So my son's father. My father, right? My father, like, he's well to do. You know what I mean? So if he's telling me he got a drone for $1,200, it's like stupid, but you know what? It's his money, and like it's probably nothing for him, right? So like for me, like if I get a drone for $200, that's stupid. You know, if somebody with, and like I'm not even like that, like I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? If somebody is like living paycheck, like I said, like the woman, I tell the story. I told the story, in fact, on these quote unquote dates. I'm like, yo, this woman, right? I'm dating this woman. She's always broke. She was one of those people that believed in like transactional type thing. Low key, I'm not gonna hold you guys. I was like, just got out of a marriage, and she would be like, hey, blah, blah, and you're like, oh, okay. And it was like, there's nothing, but still, like, it was like, I don't know. She learned from her parents to be transactional and that kind of thing. But she's like a totally different ethnic group from the lady that I'm talking about, the six. But she was also beautiful. She was like well, all right. So I shouldn't even say. Don't worry about it. But the thing I want to say is that yeah. So this woman buys her furniture on layaway. Okay, she buys her furniture on layaway. She's paying interest, paying for her furniture even after so on and so forth. And she doesn't even use it. It's like a beautiful Chester drawer. She doesn't even use it. And then she's like always asking me for money. And, you know, like I said, I just came out of marriage. So I'm just like, whatever, right? And it was like small money. It's just like, again, her parents were just like, or like her aunts were like, if you're going to give the coochie, you gotta get something. You know, like I said about this other lady. Like, it's just like, and it's like, I'll be like, BuzzFear, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's weird for me, but it was also like, she was also gorgeous. So, you know, like she wasn't a 6, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, whatever, you know? I mean, we're in this intimate relationship, you know, why shouldn't? And like what happens too, like you go to her house and she's like, ugh, it was terrible. Like, not terrible, but she did the best she could, like ramen noodles and shit. But like, she cooked for me. It's not like I can't, you know, like give something back for that at least, you know? Even if it's ramen noodles, you know, it costs her. So yeah. So so yeah. Anyway, so toward the end of our relationship, after you know she does some FS, right, fuck shit, I just leave her to her own devices. This lady ends up in a homeless shelter. Why does she have furniture on layaway? I have no idea. But she ends up in a homeless shelter. And it's like, realistically, like how you spend your money is almost as important. It's not as important, but it's almost as important as how you spend your money. You know? Wait, what did I say before? But like, how much money you earn, right? So how you spend your money is almost as important as how much you earn. You know? Obviously, you need to make some sort of earnings, but like you can't spend it silly. You know, you can't spend it silly. But it is what it is. Let's see what the comments are like. EL says, Michael Jordan bought an outstanding house and cannot sell it. Oh, yeah? What's he trying to sell it for? Michael Jordan? So let's see. I'm sorry, she's too fine to clown. Yeah. So this one, you guys are not gonna be able to understand it, but this woman is now. Now, when we talk about fine, no disrespect to whatever, like Cardi B is not even attractive. This lady is fine. And look at this guy. He's like not attractive. No disrespect to the dude, but not that he's not attractive. Well, he's a little kid. But I mean, maybe he's attracted to somebody. He kind of looks like a young Fabulous, honestly. But you know, he's not like compared to this lady. No. He's gonna clown her and hang up the phone on her. You guys are not gonna understand it probably because it's in Spanish. I mean, in French. I was gonna pretend to understand it. I don't. But one of the brothers in the Discord, said basically this lady's going to say, he's going to say he's in some country in Africa, and she's going to say, oh, what country is Africa in, or something like that, and what's the capital of Africa, and he's like just going to crack up and then hang up on her and be like, you dummy. But like, again, like dude, like, so this is Manginas, right? Yeah, this is Manginas. Like, dude, a woman is attractive and you're talking to her, like, just cool it on your arrogance, just cool it. Like, it's no, like, you're not gonna get anything from that. Like, sure, we all laugh, but like, she's still gonna be beautiful.
Oui.
Ça va?
Oh yeah, so I think she's from Haiti and he's from some country in Africa. I don't remember. It's gonna be on the bottom, but I don't remember.
Ça va et toi?
Ça va.
Tu es de quelle origine?
Haïtienne et toi?
Guinée.
What country from Haiti?
C'est quoi
He's from
ça?
Guinea. It's like, what country is that, I guess? Or what?
Tu connais pas la Guinée-Conakry?
Or what's the cap? He's like, the capital is
quoi?
Conakry?
La Guinée,
C'est dans quel pays?
He's in Guinea. What country?
c'est un
is
pays. C'est en Afrique.
that? It's in Africa.
Ah, mais l'Afrique, c'est déjà un pays. Il peut pas avoir un pays dans un pays.
I don't know. Maybe she's like, where's the capital of Africa? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't see.
Ouais. Tu connais la capitale de l'Afrique?
What, Africa was the capital of Africa?
Non.
Tu connais pas?
What? And look, you
Tu vas à
have it.
l'école?
Like, dude, you have an opening. She's smiling. Change the subject. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even that serious. Like who cares? Like, who really cares? Like, dude. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're both young, so I shouldn't even be talking about it like that. But like, still, like, dude. Like, part of me is like, so yesterday I was at this event. I saw this brother who was there, and like, man, this dude was on the prowl. He was on the prowl. But like, he lacked the skills, and of course, he was like in the wrong area, and I felt so bad for him. Like, I constantly, like I said, I was like, whatever. But I constantly expressed, to other people, like, man, I felt bad for this guy. Like, I low-key wanted to like pull him aside and be like, dude, let me help you out, like, for real, because I was there. You know what I mean? Like, just going out on a Saturday night on the prowl. You want to see a woman, you want to experience, life with a woman, and you can't, and you're just standing around like a goofball, and everybody could smell it on you, like, dude, you need to find something. And he was just like, but like, this is like the same thing. It's like, dude, the same guy is gonna be like, oh, I can't find any women. Yeah, because when you talk to them, you're acting like a dick. Like, who cares if she thinks Africa has a I mean, like, yeah, is it dumb? Sure, it's dumb, but like, who gives a shit? So she's gonna eventually say the capital of Africa could be the Pacific Ocean, and some people in the comments are like, "Oh, she's just joking." I don't know. Who cares?
Ouais. Attends.
Like, dude, you have that smile. The Pacific Ocean. He's like, you think the Pacific Ocean or something?
Ah ouais. Tu fais la seconde à la maison ou à l'école?
I don't know what this is.
Bah, là, je vais faire à l'école en septembre.
September or something. I
Il
don't know.
paraît pas. Passe une bonne nuit. Parce que tu es très bête.
Like, dude, like, what? And then everybody's just cracking up. Like, I tell you, man, that's like the most beta shit in the planet. Like, if I go to a woman and I'm like, hey, look, I'm from Brooklyn, and they're like, oh, what part of Queens is that? And I'm just like, it's not a part of Queens, but it is what it is. So what do? That's it. Like, just move on. You just move on. You know what I mean? Or possibly I could be like, hey, my family's from Jamaica. That's what I'm told to say, obviously. And then they're like, oh, like if somebody happened to have not heard of Jamaica, which is like not even a thing really. But you know, if somebody happened to not hear about Jamaica, I would be like, oh, what is Jamaica? Is that like somewhere in the Caribbean, or is that somewhere in Europe? And I'd be like, no, it's in the Caribbean islands, and just go on from there. Like, not the Caribbean, yeah, it's like in the Caribbean, like that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like what? Oh my gosh, I know some of you guys are like, oh no, you gotta, you know. Let me see. I know some people are like, hey, it's not about whether she's pretty or not, but it's like, come on, like that was a gorgeous woman. Like, come on, dude. EL says, the lady that bought expensive furniture and became homeless reminds me of this African proverb. If you sell your father's house to buy a trumpet, where will you stand to play it? Yeah, hashtag priority. It's like, come on, like black folk just be doing that, and it's like, and the problem was that Offset was like sanctioning it. Like, it's one thing for this lady to like it's one thing that you shouldn't even do it, but the fact that now you have this example of the black man, what's the right black man is to, it's like, yeah, dude, you effed up. As regards to the little, it was like a little cute little couple thing, but like he could have, like he would have been, like she, like he could have been happy, is what I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? Like not on like I don't know how old she is, so I'm not gonna say. No, I think she said she was in college. I'm not 100% sure. But I don't know how old she is, so I'm not gonna say, you know, like I'm like ogling her. So look, I'm not gonna show this video. Let me show it. So I got in trouble. Like one of my podcasts got deleted for showing violence. So I'm not gonna show this video. But basically there's this video of this white lady like attacking this black man, right? And then here's what happens. She kills him. Not on the video, but like 2 months later she kills him. And so I don't, like I said, like I'm gonna give you the reality. I don't usually comment on the dead, right? There's this poem called Die N-Word, where it's like N-words just love dying. Like we just love dying. So I'm just like, it's the Last Poets, and it's a good poem. It's just one of my, you know, I don't like it anymore, honestly. But at one point I was like I said, I had an African American elder, and she was like, you ever listen to N-words? You know, you listen to Die N-words? And I was like, shit, I gotta listen to it now. And I was like, oh, this thing, you know, it was nice. All right, but anyway, don't usually comment on the dead, but men, if a woman is attacking you, it's okay to restrain her. Okay? It is okay to restrain a woman. It is okay to incapacitate a woman. It's not okay to attack people beyond what they are, like above and beyond what is necessary. It's not okay to, like, even like with a guy, like if you like knock him out, if you incapacitate him and then you just start stomping him, right? That's not okay per se. I mean, unless you're trying to kill him, right? But generally speaking, it's not okay. And with a woman, it's like you shouldn't really be trying to kill a woman per se. Now again, this is a white woman, so it is what it is. But like, if you guys watch the video, you guys can click the link. He just gets beat up. Like, not beat up, but he's just kind of like, hey, stop. Please stop hitting me. Please stop hitting me. Please stop hitting me. Look, I rebuffed you. Please stop hitting me. And it's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Restrain her. If possible, incapacitate her. But do not let people hit you. So I say letting her attack you is dumb. Letting her kill you is dumber. So this woman ends up stabbing him 18 times. How the fuck do you, like, after you get attacked by somebody, just leave them the fuck alone. And it's a white girl, so you know Pom Pom ain't it. So it's like, dude, just leave her alone. So I said, look, learn how to restrain people smaller than you too. And don't sleep with crazy or white. It's like if my son is like, starts like randomly attacking me, then yeah, I just know to like bear hug him or something. Just restrain him or something. Hold him behind his legs, you know, sit on him or something. Now, my son doesn't attack me, obviously, but still, like, you know, you're not supposed, like when you say you're not supposed to hit women, and again, that's not even a thing, really. It's not, it's like more like you don't like aggressively hit women, like you don't aggress on women, but like if a woman's, like I said, like get in between your child, you know what I mean? You know, then like, yeah, you gotta fuck, like shit. Like it's like a group of kids are like running away with your child, like, you know, even a group of kids, honestly, running away with your child. They're trying to kidnap them. You could stab all of those motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You can run up on all of them and do whatever the fuck you want because you're like protecting your kid, right? And just the same, if you're being attacked by a bunch of people, you can, you know, you can shoot all of them and nobody gives a fuck, right? Like your self-defense or your defense of your family is utmost. There's no rules when it comes to that. Now, honestly, hitting a woman, now if it was a black woman, this is where we talk about hitting a woman is awful, right? It's bad, especially a black woman, right? But you still can just restrain them. It doesn't even hurt a woman to restrain her. Like, it literally doesn't hurt her to restrain her. You just say, look, calm down. Grab her arms, suspend her legs, whatever. Calm down. But this idea that you're just going to get punched in the face over and over again, or, hey, come on, back up. Like, you're being stupid and you're being a mangina. And guess what? Unfortunately, you're being dead. No disrespect. Somebody says, how do you die over coochie? I'll never understand this type of foolishness. Another person said, it's okay to knock her ass out. Fixed it for you. And it's like, look, again, knocking a woman out is, again, it's white woman, so it's whatever. But, like, knocking a woman, like, again, I'm not going to say, again, so it's complicated in this situation. One, because she's white. Two, because she kills him. So damn well he should have done anything else but die. But, like, realistically, like, yeah, if guys are just knocking out women, it's not, like, especially if you're talking about black women, it's not a good look. Like, I'm not going to say, yeah, you should not go. And a woman shouldn't be attacking. And, like, women, do not attack men. I don't think that's a thing. Don't do that, please. Because men do not, like, unfortunately, like, humans, I believe humans are, we're animals at the end of the day. I mean, I know people don't like that thing, but, like, we have a physical aspect to us where, you could meet, like, a stranger can, like a stranger can sweet talk you and, like for a woman, like sweet talk you and kiss you up to the point where you're like, oh man, I want this guy inside of me. Why? Not for any logical reason. He just happens to have the magic touch. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's like your body can do things. And so the reality is this: a guy has the same. I mean, both of us, both men and women have the same thing, but a guy is sometimes bigger. So a guy, if you are like slapping a guy, he may not logically, rationally want to hurt you. But if you're slapping him, a part of him, the same way you might just get turned on by a stranger, the same way a man is going to be fucking furious. And I learned this when I was a kid, actually. I accidentally slapped my brother in the face, my older brother. Now, my older brother is strong, okay? There's a video of a guy fighting another guy on Twitter, and a guy just lifts the other guy up by the neck, right, and walks with him, right? Right? That's the level of strength my brother had over me, right? Or just generally, like, my brother is just, like, strong. Like, again, like I said, my grandparents on both sides are maroons, you know what I mean? Not that means anything, but, like, it's kind of like when African Americans brag about, I don't know why you brag about it, but, brag about being bred. They're like, we were bred from the strongest, buck, blah, blah, blah. Like, but, like, something, like, I saw Osama Htp in real life. That dude is big. Like, I don't know what the fuck that's about, but he's big, you know what I mean? I think he said he was like inch taller than me, like maybe like 6'2" or something. Well, that dude was like, I don't know what the fuck he's made out of that, but he was just like just huge. But yeah, but like that, like my older brother is like that too. Like I wouldn't say he looked as big, but he's strong, like freakishly strong, right? So I accidentally slapped him in the face. This dude gets so fucking mad. And he's controlled, like every part of his body is like, should I punch this guy's head off? And he's like, no. And then he's just like, just go away, man. I'm apologizing. He's like, just leave the room. And like, it hit me. Like, yeah, like guys have triggers. And I think I've been slapped in the face and like, my brain, I'm trying to tell you women, my brain was just like kill, like it's just like you don't think that, you don't believe that, but like guys have triggers. I'm pretty sure women have triggers too, but like that slap, because that slap thing is so popular in Western culture. It's like, slap the guy in his face, he's a fucking idiot or something like that. That thing does make you like get into blood mode. It's really like it's like probably the dumbest thing for a woman to do to a man. Like, it's like, I don't know why it's a popular media thing, but it's legit probably the dumbest thing you could do. Like, you could stand in front of me and curse at me and be like, you're a piece of shit. And I'm like, okay, look, I'm not a piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. But like the second you slap a person, like his mind just like, like, all right, like you just like something. It's weird, but like I think it's because some of you people don't believe in evolution, but I'm like one of those evolutionists. I think because we have this lizard brain, and they say the lizard brain has like two mechanics: fight or flight, you know, and it's like your first thing is to fight. You know, like your first thing is to fight. Your first thing is like, yo, no, ain't no way, boy. I know it's not the best thing to say that, you know, guys should have self-control, and you should. Guys should have self-control, but is what it is. Lero says, get a taser and zapper. Yeah, where are you gonna get a taser from, Lero? Like, first off, he's a 6'7" guy, 6 foot black guy. Was he just gonna walk around with a taser for his woman? Like, nah. I mean, and that would be embarrassing. Like, no, dude, restrain her. Like, learn how to restrain somebody. You could even, like, body slam somebody. It's just the whole thing is don't just, like, punching up on a woman. You know what I mean? That's where it's, like, you draw the line. Like, that's where it's, like, you're being excessive. But, like, yeah, you can body slam them and just be like, stop this shit. You know? You could be, like, sit up. Like, I tell you, when I was fighting when my older brother used to fight me, he would like, and it's like, in retrospect, it's a good thing. He would like sit, like, cause I was lighter than them, right? Like weight wise, right? And so like, it's really hard to win a fight in a higher weight class. And of course they were also like martial artists and stuff. So, you know, like it really wasn't a chance really. But anyway, so when he would fight, what he would do was he would sit, like he would get me down onto the floor, right? Somehow, because he's big. Like if somebody's bigger than you, they could get you on the floor, right? Generally speaking, right? And you could resist, you know, because I was strong. I was strong too. I wasn't as strong as my older brother, but I was strong, right? But I was still light. You know, like that girl who you saw punching earlier. She was fast, but she was scrawny. You know what I mean? Like you can't really do too much damage like that. Either way, they would get me on the floor, and then they would sit on like my arms, more or less, like sit on my upper body. Like maybe like on my stomach, and then like his knees like over my, like almost over my shoulders, but not really. Nah, that sounds pause. Like, you know, like over my arms or whatever, my forearms or whatever. Basically, I can't move. I can't lift them up. Now, I could try to lift them up, but you can't lay on your back and just lift them up, right? And so then he would just like punch you in the shoulders. Now, I'm not going to tell you to punch a woman in her shoulders. That's a little excessive, but like it hurt, but it was better than punching somebody in the face. Honestly, like it's better than punching them in the face, because like your arms being numb the next day or something. But like the face could, like, you could lose beauty type stuff, right? Not that I'm vain, but like, you know, you can also kill a person that way as well, because like their nose bone can like push into their brain, and that's it. But yeah, so like punching them in the arms, it's not like you're gonna kill them that way. Either way, though, you could just sit on them, say, calm down, right? I mean, obviously, you then are also restrained, but you could find another way to restrain them. Like just look it up, or just go to some class to restrain them. EL says, some women get joy out of emasculating their man. Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying, like, it's a dumb thing. Like, I don't mess with men for that exact reason. You know? Like, I mess with men if I need to. You know what I mean? Like, if they're, like, bothering my kid. But, like, I'm not, because, like, guys have triggers, you know? Bit of Medicine says men kill things. That's it. Kofi says, don't agree with the evolution thing. I think, that's what I'm saying. I think there's, like, physical evidence, you know, of the lizard brain in your brain, like brains in your brains. I know that it's, like, but I just feel like, it makes a lot of sense, you know? Kofi, Lero says, okay, I have a taser, but yeah, ladies, keep your hands to yourself. Yeah, but why would this guy be carrying around a taser? Like, he's a big, like, brute. You know what I mean? Like, just, it would be embarrassing. Like, that's what I'm saying. Some things that women be doing for, like, it's embarrassing. Like, guys shouldn't be emotional and emo and all that shit. We're going to talk about that later. It's just like, leave guys alone. Like a man should be able to do things with his own hands. Like, if he wants a weapon, it should be, like, something to kill. But, like, taser? Like, you're going to take a taser out on your girlfriend? Like, that's so soft. Like, I mean, it's better than getting killed, obviously, but it's, like, so soft. Like, dude, just be a fucking man. You know what I mean? Like, ugh, you gonna taser your girl? Nah. That would be embarrassing. Forecast said they didn't charge her until a few days ago, months after the fact, and they still argue in self-defense. Yeah. I mean, look, it's a white girl, you know? Who wants to, like, who thinks a black man is worth a white girl's life, you know? And it's like, you know, white guy does it. That's who, you know, that's who does it. You know what I mean? So yeah, but that's by my excellence is just restraining techniques. Like I said, like for the most part, this is like a ABA. Is this under ABA? No, it's not. It's a mangina, but it's an ABA. Hold on a second. Okay, never mind. I thought I had my son. But yeah, like at the end of the day, he's like dating a white lady, so you know. Oh well. You know, I mean, he's dead actually. So what can you say? He's dead. You can't do much about that. So this one has a lot in it. So let's just keep going. So this is economics. Let's see what economics is. Oh yeah, did I block this lady? Yeah, I blocked this lady. It was just like F it. She goes, canceling $10,000 in student debt when the average white borrower is $12,000 in debt, while the black woman holds an average over $52,000 in debt, isn't just unacceptable. It's structural racism. Let's talk. Anyway, let me show you guys. It's just a fucking thread on it. Oh, because I blocked her, I can't see the thread. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna block her for a second, and then I'm gonna block her again. It's just like no, because I see her face all the time. I don't know who she is, but like people bring her up all the time. She's all people who like general. Like first off, shut the fuck up. Nobody owes you money. Nobody owes you money. Now, look, I don't blame her if she's asking and then she gets $50,000. Good for her. But it's just like, why are you calling everything racism? You borrowed the money. Like, I borrowed the money. I know I borrowed the money. I know there was an interest rate. I didn't do the math. No, I was like 14 years old. But like, legit, I know I did I know I did it. You know, nobody, like, it's like the whole system of loaning people money relates to the possibility of you paying them back the money. You know, like the only reason why somebody's giving you money is so they can get it back, right? And the only reason why they're charging you interest is so that they can get it back and profit from it. And if they profit from giving you money, that's the only reason why they'll give you money. You know, the idea that somebody would give you money and not profit from it, which is a thing, but it sucks because the only person that profits from the money then is the person who received the money. You know? Let's say the college did cost $50,000, right? I say, okay, here's $50,000. So you get the education and you pay me back $50,000. What did I get from that? What did I get from that? So I was just down $50,000 for what? I couldn't buy a house for what? Why did I do that? You're like, okay, you give me $50,000 in 10 years, I'll give you back $50,000. What do I get from that? In fact, I lose money because now, because of inflation, that $50,000 is much less than it was when I gave it to you. And the only person that profits from it is you because now you have a fucking career. You have a degree. And what do I have? I just had a hole in my wallet for 10 years. So, of course, you would rather, hey, I would rather, if you said, hey, you know what? I give you $50,000. I'll give you $50,000. You get an education. And when you come back, and when I come back with my education, I'm going to give you $300,000. I'm like, what the fuck? Yes. 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 That's the only reason why I would do it. Like, it's just, but like this whole thing, oh, well, you know, because I borrowed more money. And it's like, I get it. Like, yeah, if you're broke and you borrow money, sure. But like, nobody has to give you money. And I mean, I like the idea of black folk, going to college, and I like the idea of black folk. And I don't mind the idea of black folk borrowing for college, but like I think that complaining about it as racism is a little bit like, come on, you know, it's a little bit come on. So people who lack generational wealth, which is a lot of us, sure, will borrow more to seek higher education. That's common sense and reflected in the stats. Now, do we want to get to the root of why black people in this country lack generational wealth? Reminder: Emmett Till would have been 81 last week. Like, what do you like, Emmett Till? Emmett Till. Just fucking like all right. We are not far. Like I said, I was trying to just rush through this thing, and it was like, nope, gotta have this, gotta have that, gotta have this. Like, what is this? We are not far removed from chattel slavery. Chattel slavery. Chattel slavery. Black codes of Jim Crow. These systems have been developed to keep education from being accessible to the poor and working poor. It's classed and caste. This is why the CBC and the NAACP are advocating for $50,000 in cancellation, not $10,000. I believe all of it should be canceled. Now let's tackle the cost of tuition, right? And it's like, who the fuck are you? Like, who are you? And it's like, just don't borrow the fucking money. Like, ugh, I fucking hate these people. Oh my gosh, just don't borrow it. Like, if you, like, what? All right, sorry. Let me look at the comments. So there's no comments, but yeah, that's like her. It's just whatever. So I said I should read page 157 of Niede first. So this is gonna be a long article. I also blocked this woman. I feel. Oh, let me block this lady back. Where is she? Here you go. Yeah. So she's probably like good for the material, but like not good for my sanity. So I blocked this woman too. Amazon Loney. She finally blocked me. Ah, damn. Okay. So I guess she blocked me back. Wait, let me see something. Oh no, she has a. So we can't even do it. I think she has a private account. Let me see something. Hold on a second. I think she has a private account. Yeah, she's a private account. Okay. Basically, it was like a long ass thread on. So we can't even read it. It was a long ass thread complaining about feminism. Complaining about feminism and how women became feminists and now they're crap and all that kind of stuff. What I want to do for you guys, though, because I know not everyone's going to be able to catch the Nyere. I haven't got sleep last night. But Nyere's, I can't even say it. Tanzan's going to make fun of me. But not everybody's going to be able to read this thing. So what I want to do is I want to just give you guys this excerpt. Like, there's like 3 paragraphs in that book where it was just like, my dude, you know, Monica, you know. You know, who are Monica Lewinsky. Anyway. Let me see. Let me just open up this thing. I just realized it's not even open. You recovered one more. Not saved properly. Hold on a second. Okay, hold on a second. So just the other. So it's at page 157, right? So we're going to go to the PDF from yesterday. So again, I want you guys to look at this. Like, this is arguably the greatest state leader of Africa of the 20th century, right? And so he's going to tell you about leadership. And it's so important because, like I said, like I think Tanzan's first show, she had this brother named Marcus Garvey. I think it's Marcus Garvey, 3, but he asked the question of like, what's the difference between a dictator and a leader? And someone like Revolutionary Matron was like, yo, a leader shows their people. A dictator tells people what to do, and a leader shows the people what to do, right? And so it was like excellent, right? Good show. Go guys, check it out. Make sure you subscribe to everything on KWAZ Radio. But I say that to say that, yeah, so this is a section, right, of Nyerere. And so, I know I'm saying it wrong, but I'm, like, super tired. So he's like, look, responsibilities of leadership. Let's just read this. It's just, in this field, as in so many others, what is called for is good, honest leadership. Let me see if you guys can see it. And by the way, let me look at the comments, though. Forecast says, yeah, MG2. Yeah. Revolutionary Matron says, the problem is with the jobs that get after college. You take on the debt and you cannot, and according to the census, you do not get a job in your field, so you don't earn the money promised. Yeah, I mean, it is scammy, but like, again, I'm not going to say that it's racism per se. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say, I mean, like, not to say that, it's just like, I mean, I feel like what happens is that when you call everything racism, it dulls out. You know, I mean, if you believe everything is racism, that's fine. But when you say that, it kind of like you're not going to win, really. Like, what are you going to get? I mean, again, I don't mind if they get this $50,000. It's just, like, it's just grown. Like, it's just like like, come on, like, oh man, this is really bad to child slavery. And it's like, what are you talking about, man? It's like, everybody can't find a job. You know what I mean? Like, what do you, like, why, my thing is, like, why do you think that, it's just weird. All right, so responsible leadership. So it says, in this field, as in so many others, what is called for is good, honest leadership from people who are really committed to the welfare of the citizens of Tanzania. Notice, citizens of Tanzania. right? And the kind of honest leadership which is required is not necessarily the noisiest. Again, leadership does not need to be the noisiest. If a leader can encourage the people and help them to understand problems and policies by his constructive oratory, that is a very good thing. But it is not entertainment that our people want and expect from their leaders. Look at Tariq Nasheed, right? Nor do they want a lot of false promises about a utopia which someone will bring to them, right? Oh, you're going to get your reparations check. Nor do they want to listen to their leaders abusing some person or some group which he has set up as a scapegoat for the problems the people are experiencing. Oh, you fucking tether. We're going to talk about this. The leaders of Tanzania, and that includes everyone present at this conference, as well as many other people, have to show in both actions and words that they recognize one central fact. Leaders cannot do anything for other people. That's what I tell you guys. I'm like not trying to do anything for anybody per se. I'm not trying to do for like people in my direct community when I have a direct community, but I'm not trying to do things for other people. I'm not trying to think for other people. He says, look, we can only provide the necessary information, guidance, and organization for the people to build their own country for themselves. It's the leader. This is one of the greatest leaders of Africa in the 20th century, right? Leaders of Tanzania should not be making promises. Don't make promises. We cannot fulfill them for others. Okay, don't make promises. We should not be complaining. So the article I was going to read was some lady talking about, oh, the black feminists, caused the black women, and the black woman now she's upset, and she's mad, and she's blah, blah, blah. And it's like, we should not be complaining. Complaints help no one. We should know the facts of Tanzania's situation, understand them, and give guidance to the people in light of them. Okay? And I think maybe, let me see if this is because I like this line over here, right? It says, this is essential. Leaders have to know the reality of our present position and then show the people how by our own efforts we can change our present poverty into something better. You show them. It is no use pretending that certain facts are not facts. It is no use talking about alleged low prices of sisal when the low world price of sisal is and has been a fact for many years, and a fact which has very important implications for the plans we should be making, right? Basically, sisal is like something they were producing, and is like, hey, the low world prices means that nobody's buying it, right? Whatever. Bad things do not disappear because we pretend that they are not there or because we accuse other people of causing them, right? Bad things, again, you're going to see this tether thing later on. Where this guy's like, what is a tether? And he's like, the tethers are the people keeping us from our rights. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you fucking talking about? They're not even a political bloc. They're not even effective. Like, shut up. Just shut up. Shut the fuck. And like, we actually do the same thing with like coons and so forth. We're like, hey, we'll be so much further without Candace Owens. Like, no, Candace Owens doesn't fucking hold you back. She's entertainment. She's complaining. But you complaining about her, it's like, she's not really holding you back. Honestly. And I mean, I know that might sound ironic because you're like, hey, isn't it the enemies within? Aren't these people? Yeah, but again, like, I'm not saying I like them, Anyway, so it says and he's actually talking about conditions anyway. But all right, let's see. Accuse others of causing them. I'm not saying they caused these stuff. I'm just pointing out the like with the Offset thing. I'm not saying Offset causes the parsimony versus prodigality mindset. I'm not saying that they cause that. They don't. I'm saying that they're pushing it on us as a people. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to point. I'm just trying to point out what we around us. Not necessarily saying that they cause it. We cannot run this country by complaining. I want that. We cannot run this country by complaining, and we have been trusted with the responsibility of running this country. And that's what it's really about. You have to become responsible for the running of your own country, and you can't run it by complaining. Complaining that we are poor, that the world prices are low, is as useless as complaining that the rains do not fall. We have to assess our present situation, which includes many things that are beyond our control, and work out plans to change the situation and to counteract the effects of the things we cannot alter. Then we have to execute our plans by hard and intelligent work. There's no other way. There is no shortcut. That's it. That's all I wanted to read. But thank you for letting me read that. I know it's it's been a little bit whatever. Anyway, we can't show this one. But, like, think about this for later, okay? Think about this for later, for the tethered conversation. I put in the Nevolutionary because it's so fucking stupid. The next one is this culture vulture shit. I don't even give a shit about this one. I'm just like, ugh. So, this lady comes on Twitter. Oh yeah, so this lady's like, I've been following the conversation on TikTok about how Gen Z entire personality is basically them copying black people. So whitey people are accusing black people of taking things like teenagers when it's really that whitey children are appropriating our culture and blah 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 blah. Right? So I'm just like, look, and so some lady looks at this, she's like, yep, I'm following it too. One girl was talking about someone saying she was too old for long nails because it's for teenagers, and she was like, huh? I'm like, that's my culture. Your culture is long nails. Shut up. Go away. And it's like the whole culture vulture thing. It's like shut up. You know, I think eventually I'm just like, you know, like all of us do like Kamehameha and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and PlayStation 5s and, you know, Super Mario, and that's like somebody else's culture. And then like I said, like you talk to a woman and you say, hey, you know, I like to play video games. She says, oh, that's childish. And it's like, yeah, but that's somebody's culture. That's like Japanese people's culture. You know what I mean? Like that's literally their culture. Like playing video games into their adulthood is like straight up. Oh, like these Koreans, like real talk, they're like experts at online multiplayer games. Like ridiculous to the point where like they're athletes, like their LeBron James is like a video gamer, you know? Like you know what I mean? Like what? So then I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm like so uninterested. What I'm going to show you guys is this, where it's like, nobody's going to be like, this is cultural appropriation. I mean, I did, but you know.
British accent. Look up. Say, can I please have more, sir?
Can I please have more, sir?
Yes.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody's going to say, oh, man, these black people in their culture vulture. Like, because, you know, mac and cheese, you could say is from another country. You could say cooking on the stove is from another country. You could say, but definitely the British thing, the, you know, Oliver Twist of this, I don't know. Can I please, you know, that, whatever. Like, but nobody gives a shit. Nobody's doing, oh, my gosh, why are these black people copying their culture? It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. We've been, I think I put in another one. It's like we've been economically intermixed for the last freaking how many years. And it's like, sure, like, you know, I'm not saying that people can't possibly belittle you for your cultural what have you, right? I'm not saying that that's not a thing. Yeah, like if I read manga, like definitely read manga or watch anime, like women are going to be like, that's childish. But like, it's not like I'm saying that, you know, nobody can, you know, I'm not saying that, that people can't like just take your culture or, you know, not take your culture, but like, you know, imitate you, sure. But like we do the same, like everybody does it. It's not even like, it's not worth the effort to, like get into it. Let me see what the comments are like. When everything is racism, then racism means nothing. Revolutionary says, yeah, it's like, it like, I mean, like, come on, like, you don't pay your bill, like, you know, okay, you're like, oh man, you know, black women's rent is $1,800 when you know these white boys got rent of $1,700. So that's a systematic racism. Like, what? And if you go back to child slavery, then you know damn well why black women's rent is $1,800. And like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, the black women are living in the fucking city and the white men are living in the fucking suburbs. Like, yeah, it's probably cheaper, or they're living on farms or something. It's like, yeah, it's probably cheaper there. Well, I got like no likes, by the way. That's pretty interesting. All right, let's go. So Gabby says, this could be a difference between a leader who is a stage of shaping the social order versus a leader who is on the come up and has opponents that are obstacles. Yeah, but like realistically speaking, the people, the leaders that we're familiar with are not on no freaking come up to be stage, like to go on the stage. Like is, I mean, I did see recently, Tariq Nasheed asked if he could be a politician, or if he'd be supported as a politician. But it's like, yeah, but you know damn well they're not gonna do anything real if they're politicians in America. Like there's no real ambition. So it's just like, just fucking complain, you know? Like, you're not gonna get anything else. Just complain. Be like, hey, it's systematic racism why I don't get $50,000 from the government. Like, that's not running a country. That's just begging. It's just begging. It's pathetic. El says, learning curves facts. Trigger Happy says, it's only logical to remove those obstacles so you can get to the stage of shaping social. They're not looking to stay, like, it's logical, but it's not what they're doing. It's not. Like, remove the obstacles for what? Like, the obstacle is the fucking white boy. You're not removing the white boy. Trigger says, fact, Oni, but they go on to get you for saying that about the Candace Owens. Yeah, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Candace Owens not holding us back. You know what I'm saying? Like, just everybody knows that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, look, I don't mind complaining about, I don't mind saying this is the thing with black folk, you know, but like the whole idea of like Candace Owens is like holding me back, like that doesn't even make any sense. I don't even know the lady, you know? It's different if it was like a person I knew. You'd be like, yo, that lady's holding you back. Or like, you know, if like I said, like I'm dating this woman who's broke or whatever, like she's like freaking like behind on her rent for like months or something, and like her landlord doesn't play, right? You know, like, yeah, if you told me, hey man, she's like holding you back relationship wise, or her like for instance, I was dating this other woman who was like she had a short temper, you know, and so you could be like, hey, you know, you could blame her for my you know, for like just like my emotional instability, you know what I mean? Like for impacting me emotionally based off of her emotional instability. Then sure, you could do that. But like Candace Owens, like what does she have to fucking do with me? You know what I mean? Like she's married to a white guy. 1, 2, she's like talking on like Fox, like a station I don't even watch. And like she's mostly talking to white people on top of that. It's like she's not doing nothing to me. Kobe says, side note, that line is from a movie, Oliver Twist. Yeah, I think I remember. I never watched it, but I remember thing. But like that's the thing, like black folk used to watch white folk people stuff all the time. Like when I mean my family was like Jamaican, right? But like I didn't watch it myself, but like there was this channel called Nick at Night. I did not watch it. But like my brothers would like watch the Brady Bunch and like something with like Fonzo. Happy Days. Like I was not gonna stay up and watch that stuff, and back then I also thought this was too white. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, black people were watching white people stuff. Like Drake, first off, is a mulatto, but Drake is popular from Degrassi. I personally just didn't watch Nickelodeon. I'm not gonna hold you guys. Like I watched like the cartoons, but I didn't watch the shows. But like I'm like cartoon guy, honestly. But I was. But like, yeah, they like white people watch white people stuff all the time. Black people listen to white people's music all the time. It's like, it's just kind of ridiculous when you're just like, why are you listening to black people's music? Why are you singing along to black people's music? It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, it's 2022. It's like, at what point, like what, like where do you even get that from? You know? Anyway, Chicken Happy says the issue with the culture convo. Like how many black people y'all know watch The Office? Like, or you just like women just like telling you, hey, you know what show I really like is The Office. Like, you know, and then if a white person was like, and I'm not trying to defend white people. I don't want to. I'm just saying, like, what is the logic behind distracting? Because like the thing is, like, I don't. When I say somebody's not holding us back, like Candace Owens, she's like whatever. But like, when black people as a whole are thinking along the lines of, let's just complain about black people watching Martin, you know, that's when I see it as a problem. You know, like if we're trying to raise black consciousness or we're trying to, you know, have black awareness mean something, like kind of like the phrase pro-black doesn't mean something good. You know what I mean? Like it basically means, like it's like it's nothing. It's nothing. It's like, oh, I'm pro-black because I think black people should win at the Olympics, you know? Or like that's it. You know, it's just, yeah, I don't know, but I just wouldn't do that. So Sugar Happy says the issue with the culture convo is that we don't control it. That's more of an important matter, and also like nobody really gives a shit. Like if you're listening to Jamaican music, it's good. Like, you know what I mean? Like you listen to Cardi B, you like Cardi B, that's good. Like you like Cardi B, that's good. Like nobody cares. You know, Beyonce makes music that you want to dance to if you're a woman, you know, or if, you know, whatever. But like, yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan, but you know, if somebody else is, like, I don't care. Like I expect it. Like I was at a KRS-One concert. I don't go to much concerts, but I was at a KRS-One concert, and like one of his songs, it's like sound of the police, whoop whoop. That's the sound of the beat. Like I saw the police officers dancing to that shit. You know what I mean? Like yeah, man. Like nobody cares. Bit of Medicine says, I think it is the profiting off of culture that is problematic. Well, I mean, look, profit is basically who sells what. if you're not selling it and somebody else is, they're gonna profit, like all the time. Like that's what happened inside of the UAM. So there was this guy, so from Clemson Brown. So some of you guys know Tap Video. So Tap Video is like you see a lot of the old conscious videos are like they say Tap Video. So Tap Video's from Clemson Brown, who would go around America recording the lectures of these African people and then selling these lectures in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay? So he creates this big conscious space in Atlanta, Georgia, where they get to see the lectures and videos. And a lot of the lectures were from the UAM, right? From Alton Maddox's organization, the organization I was a part of, right? And so there was this dispute between the two where it was like, why is Clemson Brown making the profit selling the videos in Atlanta when the person organizing for these speakers to come in was Alton Maddox Jr.? And it's just like, that's the thing. It's like the reason why Clemson Brown was making the money was because he came through, he recorded it, and then he sold it. You get the profit from selling. Okay? If you're not selling it, then you're not going to get the profit. You know, I'm not really telling this to Bit of Medicine because Bit of Medicine knows this. But what I'm saying is that, like, that's it. You know, and so, you know, UAM did charge you money to go in and listen to the lecture. But that's it. But, like, the idea that, and it's like, I do think, you know, they should have gotten a cut of the thing, or they should have, or maybe even Tap, you know, because EL is saying Tap is gold. Maybe even Tap should have paid in order to pay the fee in order to be able to record it, which makes a lot more sense too, right? But this idea that, you know, hey, why are you making money when we're doing, it's like because he fucking sold it, because he's selling it. You know, if somebody listens to my podcast and then clips it up, you know, to like, you know, a 30-minute clip, I don't know how you could do that, but, you know, and then you sell that clip somehow, which is, again, I don't know how you do that, then you're going to make the money for your labor in clipping my words. You know? And I'm not going to make the money. Now, obviously, I could say, hey, you're using my words, so can I get a cut? And that's the thing. But that's just, like Learning Curve says, middlemen, the profit always have, always will. The middlemen make the profit, always have, always will. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have to look at economic opportunities around you. That's why I tell people, go to Africa and look at the economic opportunities around you. You know, don't think, oh, well, I'm going to build a oil field if there's no oil where you go. So it is what it is. But yeah, profit. Like, why people are going to profit from you? Because the reality is this. You know, these black kids are sitting down, you know, I was at the mall sipping on a milkshake. You know, whatever. They're doing that in the barbershop, and black folk are like, you stupid. You're crazy, right? A Jew man comes by and is like, you know what? I could put you in the studio and I could sell that song somewhere, right? It's a really catchy tune, right? Who's going to make the profit? The guys in the barbershop who were just like, man, you're stupid, man. That's so stupid, man. Or the guy who put him in the studio and sold it to his friends. It's common sense. Anyway, it looks like I'm already 2 hours. I'm surprised. Time's going quick. So let me go back to the other comments. So Trigger Happy says, I'm aware, but I don't even consider them as leaders. Just grifters that are falsely seen as leaders. Yeah, I know. Again, I'm not speaking on America specifically, but like the essence of a leader in general, or like revolutionary on, those people definitely not leaders. Comment didn't appear. I'm aware, but I don't consider them leaders. Just grifters falsely seen as leaders. Comment didn't appear again. I'm aware, but I don't consider. Okay, bro. Look, you could put it in a live chat. Just say that the thing didn't thing, and then we could just talk about it on live chat. Trey Gabby says, yeah, some of my comments are not appearing once again. Yeah, just you see where it says top chats? Where it says top chat, turn it to live chat. It's not going to appear on the screen because I can't turn it to live chat on the screen. But just turn it to live chat on your own, and you could just let me know, like, hey, dude, put in the live chat. But I'm looking at the live chat myself right now. EL says tap is gold. Yeah. Transatlantic production. Yeah. Revolutionary. Yeah, so I'm saying that's Clemson Brown. So Clemson Brown was making those recordings, and there was like a dispute between him and UAM. I only heard the UAM side, but while I was sitting there, I was like, this makes a lot of sense, because like they had like their own camera person, but they still couldn't sell the DVDs, and they still didn't have a shop in Atlanta to sell the DVDs. So they would sell the DVDs at the UAM, and like nobody was buying it because one, we just fucking saw it. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, this was last week's lecture. You mean the lecture I just saw last week? Yeah. Oh, okay. and you want me to buy that lecture for $5 or $10 or whatever, yeah, sure. Don't you want to buy that lecture that you also paid for yesterday? No, actually I don't. Whereas Clemson Brown was like flying from Atlanta to go and record this video and then flying back to Atlanta to share the video with people who never saw it. Now he's sharing it on the internet, on YouTube. And people like EL are like, hey, that's great. So it's like, you have to do some, like what do you want? You have to, if he sees an opportunity and he took it and he profited from it, sure, I do agree. Give the guys some due. But, you know, he doesn't. I mean, I don't know if he did or not, but like, again, like he's, you know, like it is what it is. Revolutionary Matron says economies are built based on your ability to find an opening and exploiting it. You know, I try to avoid the word exploiting, but you guys know what it is. Bit of Medicine says not just the profit, but ownership claims too. Oh yeah, but that's, I mean, like, you know, but like in this informal economy, is like, what does ownership mean? You gonna sue them? Yeah, you know, maybe, but I mean, like realistically, I feel like, you know, this guy couldn't. But I mean, I know what you mean. I mean, like, again, like I said, if somebody clips up this thing and makes it profitable, like, sure, I would like some part of it. But, you know, but I also understand that this is not profitable for me because I'm not selling anything. I mean, I'm selling a book, but, you know. So weak is bad, strong is good. What does that mean? And yeah, by the way, I'm so tired, so maybe I'm not going to sound like the best. What is this? Oh, this, guys. Black women, please stop. All right, so BGR family, Black Man Appreciation Post. To any black man listening today, I see you, I hear you, I feel you, and I love you. We can really heal generations by raising more good black men, showing up for them, asking them, like, this is so fucking weak. I just, like, please stop. I don't want this. I mean, oh, look, I know this is a little different. Some of you guys are like, no, we need this. We need to hear sisters saying good stuff about us. Yeah, sure, but, like, this whole, if you want to cry on my shoulders and I know you need mental health and, you know, I couldn't. No. Just, no.
Mental health is important to me and you deserve spaces. Tell a black man, I see you. Your mental health is important to me and you deserve spaces where your voice is heard. So today, tell a black man, I hear you. You deserve therapy, healing spaces, and self-care days. You deserve to relax too. And ain't no arms I feel more secure and safe in. So tell a black man, I feel you. You don't have to be strong all the time. You deserve to relax too. And your strength is admirable, but tell me who's going to save you? Who's going to protect you? You deserve brother.
Again, look, Ben, so like nobody's supposed to protect you. I mean, you're supposed to be protected by other brothers, honestly. That's it. And like, you're supposed to be strong. And it's like, I hate this stuff. I'm sorry. I know it's like some people like this stuff. It's cringe. I don't like soft guys. I don't. I'm sorry. And this is like kind of encouraging soft guys. Like, I know you guys are gonna disagree with me, but it's fine. Like, I'm like legit. I can't stand soft dudes. You know?
Brotherhood and homies who really get you in places where you don't have.
Like, what homies who really get you? Like, come on. Like, no. Like, no. Like, again, like, I feel like men, like I said, the way I look at life is men are the primary protectors and secondary healers. Women are the primary healers and secondary protectors, right? But the idea is that you as a man are supposed to be protecting your people, right? You're supposed to be protecting your people. You're supposed to be on the front line. This whole, well, you know, you got to watch out for your, you know, you got to be. And I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know much about mental health problems to be like, to say anything about it. I mean, obviously, I you know, I would concede that they exist, but like, I'm not, like, I'm sorry. I mean, obviously, like, I would reach out to a brother who's like, whatever, but like this whole, you gotta be, you know, like, no. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess I'm not in that predicament, but like, no. This is just so soft for me. I'm sorry.
Have to bring your ego. I correct you not to attack you, but because I love you so much that I created one of you, and I'm gonna tell him what I tell you so he never forgets what he deserves too. Trying to figure out life or what's your next step. Don't forget to just breathe because you deserve to smile too. You deserve places where you feel loved and safe places.
Yeah, I can't, fam. I'm sorry. It's like, I can't. You deserve to smile too. Like, what are you fucking talking? Like, what does that even mean? Like, like people tell me, like, I was told to like smile more, right? And it's good. Like, a smile, like when you smile at a woman, you can invite her in. But I'm saying, like, it's a utility. It's a utility. It's like, hey, you know, you smile at people so that you can like charm them, you know, like even like if you smile, like I'm not gonna smile at a guy, but like if you smile at somebody like, hey, you want to buy this gift from me, you know, kind of like what Dr. Kaba does or whatever, where he's just smiling and you're like, oh, maybe he's a good guy, I don't know, right? That's like this whole you deserve to smile too. Like, what do you mean I deserve to smile? Like, what does it fucking mean? Like, why? First off, why am I not smiling? But if I am, like, what do you mean I deserve to smile? Like, maybe I should smile for better, like, I don't know, it's weird. I'm sorry. It's just like, nah, I'm sorry. I wanted to listen to the whole thing, but like, nah, I'm not going to. I mean, partly because I'm like, I know it's like it's not the best thing to complain about, but it's just weird. Oh, what? Little's not clowning me for getting on this. I thought Little would definitely be whatever. Let me see something. Kofi calls every woman a divester. Like, how is this woman? How is this woman? Black man deserve love. A divester. This is like the opposite of a divester. Or was that like an earlier prompt or something? Like, I really feel like this is not a divester. Anyway, so EL says the place in which I'll fit will not exist until I make it. Her saying we deserve something, and he's quoting James Baldwin. Like, come on, man. If we gonna quote like men, you know what I mean, like James Baldwin. You know, I mean, her saying we deserve something without telling us to create it is not enough. I mean, she probably does. I don't know what is it like. It's just like so soft. Like, I'm not going to like. I get the whole mental health thing. Like, if a dude like went through something traumatic, maybe. But this whole, hey, you deserve to smile. You know, you should feel loved and all that kind. And it's like, yeah, feel loved and all that. But I mean, not. It's so corny. Like, just a guy like sitting there like, thank you, sister. It's like, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, I can't. Leno says you're ungrateful, but we knew that. No smoke from me. You know. No, I mean, like, look, I like being told to love, but like, not told black men you gotta like. What is that? Like, no, like you just make us seem soft. Like we're going through emotional troubles or something. I don't know. Revolutionary Matron says this woman is exploring new markets. She is trying to establish a place where she can sell her wares to men that don't know how to talk to women and women that don't know how to make relationships work. Relationships are the basis of all economies, and white people will never teach you how to build a relationship. Yeah, exactly. I think I was talking about that today too, where it's like relationships are so important, and we just don't learn how to do relationships. I think I mentioned that on Twitter too. Let me see if I can find it. By the way, for those who don't know, if anybody's on Twitter, what the freak? But yeah, I think I said something like that because somebody was like, "Hey, I was looking at your tweets and you're not even tweeting about Pan-Africanism anymore." And I'm like, "Look, I appreciate the reminder, but I'm also looking at us as a holistic lens and always do. We have a political motive, but we're ultimately individuals who need all the help we can get to relate better with one another. Relationship building is what many in the U.S. are deprived of, right?" So a famous quote by Elijah Muhammad, according to Malcolm X, is that the white man will never teach us the science of mating, business, or military. These are all relationships. In my second book, The PPC, years ago, I gave tips on how to improve one's relationships and happiness with others. It's a need, you know? Like realistically, like you have to learn how to relate to people. But like this whole, black women come, and like black women should be healing you. But like this whole like black men just being weak thing, just generally, it's just like, it's different to be like, you know, like for a black woman to be like, hey, I'll relieve your stress, or I'll help you out, you know, or come, let me bandage you, or something like that. Like that's nice, like that's good, that's healthy, you know. Black woman just hugging you is great, you know what I mean. Black woman laying with you, great, you know. But like this whole black man, I want you to know that you should smile. I want you to know that you should feel loved. I want you to like shut the fuck up. Ugh. Like yeah, I feel like who the fuck doesn't feel like if you don't feel like you're loved. I mean that sucks. But like yeah, I mean I wouldn't say that on a black man thing. I would just be like, you know, just I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I mean maybe it's not even that bad. Who knows? Maybe like Lero said, I'm just being ungrateful. Who knows? Let's see. EL says, I know he is sus, but he makes a good point. Man, Baldwin, man. I don't even know about Baldwin, man. Kobe says, Yao, check the quote tweets on those posts. Most times they were swirlers in their past life. Oh, in their past life. Yeah. Because, like, yeah. I mean, most likely. But, like, a lot of black folk were swirlers in their past life, you know? It's like, it's not uncommon. But my thing right here is just weak is bad and strong is good. That's all I'm going to say. Weak is bad and strong is good. This one I'm going to say WTF is wrong with you. This next, yeah, so let me see. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is this? Somebody probably doing some FS. Oh, yeah, this lady. Now, this lady kind of remind me of, no disrespect to Lero, who stay admitting to, like, doing stuff that she shouldn't be doing. This is a lady that's like, you would think she's going to say something like, something reasonable, and she just doesn't. She's like, I learned when I worked in the court system and Twitter that mostly people truly don't understand how easily you can go to prison and have your life ruined in an instant. And you're like, what could they possibly be doing? She's like, friends from having sex in a movie theater or park? Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing that for? I'm not going to hold you. I mean, you probably, like, you could, like, make out deeply in a park. Like, I could understand that. But, like, having sex in a movie theater or park, and you're like, how could my life be ruined from this? Because you just fucking had sex in a movie. Like, you just didn't go to your fucking house. Come on. To stealing from Target. Like, yeah, you're stealing from a freaking massive organization. To fighting people. What are you fighting people for? To drunk driving. They're like, oh. Like what? Like, you're drunk driving. Like, what are the most... one of the most dangerous types of driving. Driving alone is like one of the leading causes of death in America. And she's just like, look how easy your life can go to prison. Like how easy you can go to prison from having sex. And like, what the fuck? Where children are. Like, you know, like there are children in a movie theater and you're having sex there. You're like, why am I going to prison? Like, how easy is it to go to prison? You're ruining my life. Like, yeah, lady. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's like that was the problem. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She goes, people are always laughing about speeding on the highway. Who? Like that video where the guy's like, who are these N-words? like who is laughing about speeding on the highway? Stop fucking speeding on the freeway. Move or we'll both crash. Then crash and kill a person and cry in court. Yeah, you killed a person. Like, what are you talking about? Like, y'all see this lady? Like, she's like legit outraged that if you kill a person, you're gonna go to prison in a modern society after like speeding on a highway, knowing full damn well there's a speed limit for a reason. She's like, they'll slap someone and make fun of them for calling the police. Yeah, and then be crying over assault charges. Yeah, I mean, like, if I slap a person and they call the police, I mean, it is kind of bitchy, honestly. But, like, yeah, I also just slapped the person. You know what I mean? Like, y'all not afraid of jail or record? I've seen so many people. And again, like, this is not my country. Like, if it was my country, I mean, I don't know. But, like, generally speaking, though, like, if we were in an African Nationalist Society and somebody was slapping motherfuckers, you probably would want to lock them up. You know what I mean? I know, Lero don't like when people say assault for some reason. I can't remember what it was, but she was like, why y'all talking about assault? But like, yeah, I mean, like if I go up and slap a stranger, like you probably don't want me on the streets. You know what I mean? Like if I just keep doing it, like there has to be some sort of punishment, right? Anyway, so I said, I've seen so many people come to court and beg the judge to expunge their record because it's preventing them from getting housing or jobs. Someone had a job offer pulled for an office job because they had a DUI. I mean, 5 years prior does make it seem a little better, but it's like, yeah, dude, you fucking, like, you're driving under the influence, right? I saw someone who stole makeup get denied for an apartment. Yeah, you're a fucking thief. The American legal system will ruin. And it's like, this is like white people's society. They're looking out for each other. This is how white people look out for each other. They say, look, we will economically punish you, right, if you are doing bad against us. Right? If you're doing bad against our collective, like, oh, it's just makeup I'm stealing. Yeah, you're stealing from my cousin. You know, like I said, if I'm in the black nationalist community, right, and you guys are fucking with my family, my cousin, yeah. And you think I'm going to hire you? You fucking out of your fucking mind. Think I'm going to pay you? You think I'm going to give you a good job and a good house after you stealing from my own people? No. And so, but I'm not in a black nationalist community. I'm in a white nationalist community. So I fucking understand. All right, let me not talk like that. But you guys get what I'm saying. The American legal system will ruin your whole life. Like, you can't mess around and break any type of law. Like, yeah, another fuck. Like, what is this? What are you complaining about? Like, again, you're not in your own fucking land. Like, what? She's like, I don't think people understand that. And it's like, you're thinking, is she sarcastic? No, she's serious. It is very much designed to break you if you screw up even once. And what she's talking about is screwing up. It's not like for instance, me, like, yeah, would I like kiss in a park? Sure. I probably wouldn't steal from a Target, honestly. Would I fight somebody? Absolutely. Would I drunk drive? I don't drive, but no, I probably wouldn't drunk drive, right? But like, yeah, the idea that, and it's like if you're fighting somebody, like, no, unless they press charges realistically, and even if they do, it's probably going to be a slap on the wrist. It's probably not going to be that serious. But like, because you could always claim self-defense, like, you know. But again, if you're like, but again, the fighting people thing is like, is it self-defense? You know, like I'm saying like this. You go to the playground, right? And you see another parent, right? And then you just beat the shit out of them. Now you guys see, I'm spending more time in the playground. So you see, I'm telling you, I'm working on it, right? And you just go see another parent and you just beat the shit out of him. Just beat him up. Or beat the shit out of her. You don't think that's a crime? Like, I don't get it. Oh, yeah. Why can't I get hired? Fucking idiot. She's like, you screwed me once. And like classic Twitter, this tweet got taken out of context. I never said y'all couldn't break the law. If you want to, have fun. Like, the fuck? And you see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Like, and it's like, so apparently what she's saying is this. People were responding like, hey, I could break the law easy. Why are you telling us not to break the law? It's like, what the fuck planet are we on? And it's like, yeah, okay. And it's not, like, again, it's not like I'm trying to uphold their system. And I get it. Like, you know, Lero would tell you, you know, look, revolutionaries, you know, don't follow laws. Like, revolution's not legal, sure. But I also understand this white boy is not a revolutionary. Not for you. He's a counter-revolutionary. So I look at it that way. Like, the motherfuckers. All right. What's his face? Let me see something. Let me see what the comments are. Leno says, you're only a criminal if you get caught. Only bums go to jail. Yeah, well, shit. Look, I have some family in prison for some, you know. So, you know what I mean? Like, shit, my black ass don't want to be there. EL says, it's definitely fuck 12. You already know. Bit of Medicine says, yeah, whether it makes sense or not, people all those things all the time. Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, again, I'm not going to be fucking in no park. That's it. Like, I might make out, but I'm not going to fucking be, like, butt naked, and think that there's no consequence over it. I don't think she outraged over the consequences, but outraged that you didn't expect the obvious consequences. That's what I'm saying. You see at the end, she's like, nah, go do y'all crimes. Like, nah, she's kind of like, what do people know? Like, I don't know. You think that's what it is? I couldn't tell. I feel like the way she's writing, I feel like she's like, how could we, like, why are we getting punished for this shit? But if you're saying that she's more so like, why are people surprised they're getting punished, then that would be a lot better. But I guess her writing style is not what I would have done. Lero says, because assault has legal connotations. Black folks should police their own nations. Start with your community. The white man got the rest on lockup, I promise. Rest on lock, I promise. Yeah, that's the thing, though. That's the trouble. See, that's what I'm saying. That's one of the issues with being in America, is that realistically, that shit could get flipped on you. You know, you could be in a community where it's like, we all agree the punishment for this is, ass whooping, right? We all agree. Now, obviously, honestly, you could sign a contract and then it would be legally binding in the state or whatever, but also probably not. You know what I mean? And so what happens is that, like, you probably can't sign a contract like that. So what happens is that, yeah, you're all following the rules. You're all participating in the beating. One time, so you beat one guy and he's like, you know what? Nope. Calling the police on you guys. And then that's it. So it's like, like, I guess Lero says, but the American legal system will ruin your life whether you break the law or not. That's why it's fuck 12. Oh, yeah, okay. But yeah, like realistically, like, as long as you're in America, like, yeah, the legal system will try to ruin your life regardless, you know? So that's the issue. That's one of the issues why I don't really fuck with America like that. So it's more like fuck America for me, but, you know, sure, fuck 12. Lero says, you don't always be on code about this, Oni. Look, I'm just saying, like, if we were in a black nationalist community, would I sanction, like, would I like just random assault? No. You know what I mean? Or random violence? Probably not. It's just, like people need to feel safe. People need to feel at peace. People need to feel that there's some order to the community. And it's like, random violence is probably not one of those things, you know? If it were a black nation. You know what I mean? And so I just look at it like that. Like, sometimes when I look at what these white boys are doing, I kind of look at it from well, what if it was a black person? You know, what if it were black people? Now, this one got deleted, which is, again, I need to freaking screenshot these things. So, this guy, so it's like this tweet no longer exists. No, this tweet is from an account that no longer exists. So, this guy, white folks crazy, he got deleted, I guess. So, he posts up this image of this this sister, right? She's just there minding her business. And then she has, the caption says, I'm an alpha female. Okay, I'm an alpha female, and I make enough money to provide for myself. Like, I don't need a man to provide for me, but I don't want to deal with a man who cannot provide, right? And then she says, I'm okay with being submissive, but I would not let the blind lead me. Okay? And so all of these motherfuckers are just quoting her, saying she's confused, she's dumb, she's a stupid feminist, so on and so forth. But I'm like, look, I wanted to give you guys a real translation. I'm just mad it got deleted. I freaking should have copied it, right? I say, if this is the actual caption, what she's saying is that she has money, but doesn't want a man without money. Okay? And she's also saying she's okay with taking a back seat, but not to the point of self-harm. She probably should have written mislead, honestly, but it's not at all negative to articulate this. So what I'm saying is this. That mindset, that alpha female mindset that she had, is exactly the mindset that you should have. Okay? You as a man or a woman. The idea is this. You should... I mean, as a woman in particular, but I mean, like, the money thing is not that important. Like, depends, again, it depends, on like what you want to do in your life. Like, do you want to work for your living or do you not want to work for your living? Right? Like, do you want to work in the home or do you want to work outside? Pretty much. Right? But beyond that, it's like, we as an African people, right? We should have wealth, or we should have wealth and not really, Like we should be pursuing wealth building, and really kind of like disassociate from those who are not pursuing wealth building. Okay? Who are not pursuing their own economic well-being. Definitely disassociate people who are not trying to be self-reliant, self-sufficient. Okay? That's what she's saying. She's like, look, I'm self-reliant and self-sufficient to a degree. Now, obviously, she's not per se, because she's probably still working for this white boy. But even notwithstanding that, I'm saying that you, as an African people, you want to get rid of this, get onto that self-reliance, self-sufficiency. Even if it means a farm or some shit, just get off of the get towards self-reliance, self-sufficiency. But what she's saying, I wish I had the quote in front of me so you can see that she's saying it. But what she's saying is, look, I have money. Like, you're supposed to have money, have wealth. And then disassociate from people who don't. Now, again, it's an exception if you're trying to marry a woman who you want to do things in the home that you can't do. You know what I mean? Or, you know, the man that does that. I don't know. But, like, if you wanted a woman who does that, mainly, right? If you want that, then sure. She doesn't have to have money before that, you know? If she doesn't have money, however, and you don't expect her to be doing the domestic stuff, then, like, you're fucking up. And we're going to talk about that or whatever. But I say, look, she's also okay with taking a back seat, but not being the point of self-harm. Now, she actually said it better than me. She said, look, I'm okay with being submissive, but I will not let the blind lead me. Okay? So basically, like, that's what I want to say. Like, you as an African person should say, look, I'm willing to be a follower. I'm willing to be the member of an organization, but I will not have misleaders above me. I will have leaders, not misleaders. I will not be blindly following people, but I will follow people who have a real agenda, a real project I can get behind. What she's saying is what we're supposed to be saying, but, like, for some reason, black folk were clowning her. Oh, she's confused, she's stupid, she's so on and so forth. And it's like, realistically, that's the mindset you want to be. One, you have wealth, and you associate with those who are building wealth, right? Or who are building for you strategically. And then two, you're willing to be the member of an organization. You're willing to be the member of an organization. Now, you don't have to be the leader. You're willing to be the member. Now, she says submissive versus, blind leadership. No, you want to be a member of this organization that's being led by a real leader. Okay? Now, I will say, because it's an interesting, because it was, like I said, I was being a little, decided to give some relationship, talk on Twitter. And so this guy, I tell him, pro tip for men, women love when you can lift them up. Pro tip for women, men love when they can lift you up, right? Basically, men, get yourself muscular. Women, like, lose some weight. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, how much am I gonna say, right? I'm not fat phobic, but it is what it is, right? Hunter Ray says, you mean figuratively or literally? And you're like, bro, literally. But then I realized it's an opportunity to be like, you know what? Talk about lifting women. Nah, I'm just one time I was at this restaurant, there was the roof was leaking, and one of the cooks, she fell over, and I said, and then I helped her up, and I went to the guy. No, it was like a bar, half thing, and I talked to the guy, and I said, man, I came here to pick up women, but this is ridiculous, Anyway, but pro tip for men. So I said, look, true story, making out with a single woman, and she's pressed against a surface behind her. You can lift her up from her cheeks, all right? And you're basically a priority coupling from there on. But on another note, don't mess with homosexuals. You got to lift up figuratively. Like that lady who couldn't afford, she was going to the fucking shelter. That was a mistake on my part. The lady with the emotional instability because she's dealing with stress in her life with poor finances and all that kind of stuff. That was a mistake. I remember I was talking to this woman. She told me how much money she had in her bank account, and it was so small. And I was just like that should have been it. Don't mess with homosexuals that you have to lift up figuratively. Now, I say, so basically when he says literally or figuratively, should you lift up a woman up? No, do not figuratively lift a woman up. You know what I mean? Not if you're trying to be in a relationship with her. You could figuratively, like I said, I know poor people in Africa who are hitting me up for money, and I'm just sure, I'll send you some money. You know what I mean? Not wanting anything from them. It's just helping people out. That's fine. But hey, I want to get in a relationship with a woman like that. No, dude. Now there's an exception if you're looking for a woman to help you around the house, then that's an exception, right? So I go, you can and should help a homosexual out without sexual intent or with intent for sexual distance. So that means you can still tap it, but but be honest with you know what, this is not a relationship. You know what I mean? But never commit yourself to someone who isn't put together. Don't get into a relationship with a crazy. Don't get a relationship with a poor, a homosexual. Just don't. No, because I'm telling you, they're miserable. They emotionally imbalanced. Because money is a stressor. When you have a little bit of money, you get stressed. And if you don't even have the physical control over your stress levels like that, you're going to you're in for a world of trouble. So it's there's way too many women on this planet to go for a mess. And then I do an asterisk. I say, look, exception is if they have a good character, and that's what you need. You know what I mean? And that's your need. If you need a woman of good character in your home, because it's for me, I'm a father, right? What woman could I leave around my kid? You know what I mean? It has to be a woman of good character. Now, if you have a woman with good character, she doesn't have to work, because she could if she doesn't mind cleaning in the house and being available when you're available, to reasonable, obviously, and then also taking care of your children is nice, taking care of your children, cooking meals for you. She doesn't need to go out there and earn as much as you. That's stupid. That's and also a good arrangement. To have a woman of good character in your home is a good thing, right? So I basically explained, a woman with good character can make a good wife if you're able to provide for 3+ people, right? Mother, father, mother, daughter, what am I talking about? Mother, father, son, or mother, father, daughter, whatever. But 3+ people, it could be multiple children, whatever. Then she's not as much a hobo as someone who can do for you what you can't for yourself, right? I mean, you could cook for yourself and you could watch your kid, but if you want to go out, you want to go on vacation, you want to go on business trips, and you have a kid, of course you wouldn't probably have a kid without a wife, but still, whatever it is, but you can't have a kid without a wife anyway. You can't have a kid without a woman anyway. So it's there are things you can't do for yourself, right? But a woman who is a mess can only mess up your life. Help her, but at a distance. I've made mistakes. You know, I've made mistakes. So I, you know, part of it's just moving forward. Is just telling brothers what it is. So let me see what the comments are like. Leto says, "You're in Brooklyn, brother. LOL. Alpha female just sounds clown, but I don't think what she said was bogus." Yeah, I mean, look. No, it wasn't bogus. That's what I'm saying. Like, alpha female, alpha male. Like, I get the whole thing. It's just like this idea that you're not gonna be the beta. Like I said, like I was at the event and the guy was a beta. Like, I say alpha, beta too. I'm not gonna hold you guys. It's a thing. It's a white boy thing. I know, but it's like it makes sense. There are guys who are just like. I think even Tariq Nasheed. So I read his book because one of his brothers told me, "Why are you reading these white boys when there's a black man who wrote on it?" And I was like, "All right, fine." And I think he says, like in the black lingo, it's like a Mac and a square or something like that. So like a square is somebody who's buying drinks for women, and a Mac doesn't. You know what I mean? So like that's the same as like the alpha and thing. Like pretty much everybody kind of separates the classes of men and the behaviors of men in order to distinguish between how to engage with women versus how not to engage with women. And so, like, alpha female, when she says alpha female, she's just like, look, I have my own shit. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for no man to provide for me, but I'm not looking for no broke dude. And that's good. You know, like, if that's what you want. You know? And on the other hand, it's like, you know, I'm willing to be submissive. I'm a woman. I'm willing to be submissive. I'm willing to not be in the front, but I'm not going to just take it from anybody. Because the thing, like, yeah, you could always be misled. You could always be, like, submissive to a guy who's abusive or some shit. Like, she's like, nah, I'm not going to be submissive to a guy who's abusive. Because there's a lot of guys like that. So it's just like I get it, you know? AL says, can't follow people who aren't going anywhere. Yup. Bitter Wednesday says, womp. And then Brother Bakari says, yeah, Tariq is an absolute beta male. I mean, yeah. I mean, well, this was back when he was writing about relationships. And so, like, in the relationship field, I think he understood how to play like a player, you know, how to play like a Mac. Because, like, part of it is all acting, you know? So I think he understood that. But, like, as far as, like, his, like, grifting, him being a fucking pimp and being a fucking loser, like, absolutely. He is a pimp, loser, like, piece of shit. But I think the Mac advice is not, like, I wouldn't personally quote Tariq Nasheed per se. Like, I don't think it's the best idea of best out there, but it was a market. He was, and it wasn't like he was like saying just like a bunch of bullshit, you know? So we got Alphabet Squad. I can't even play the video. Oh, what? We don't have anything today? Okay, cool. All right. So we have the Comrade. So this is a typical, I thought we did have it, a thing, but I guess not. Wait, did I put the wrong date? Let me see something. Nope. Okay. All right, so this is Kamau Franklin is going to say something. This is the liberals and the communists. This is like an old battle between liberals and communists. So he's like, since when did the work of radical organizing switch to working out and diet, cannabis production, and self-care as its main objectives? I thought we were here to challenge the state, take over the means of production, and create alternative anti-capitalist institutions. Like, yeah, guys, you thought so. But you're not really doing any of this shit. You know, like, you're not doing this. Ugh. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, again, this guy is not holding anybody back. He's not holding anybody back, but he is confusing people. You know, because a lot of black people are going to be looking at this and be like, what we need to do is we need to focus. It's like what Malcolm X said. You know, if you have your 5 fingers out and you slap a person, you know, you might sting them a little bit, right? But when you bring your fingers together and you make a fist, you can knock them out. You know what I mean? Like, one of the things that we're doing is we're, like, acting like the separate fingers type shit. But it's not, you know, it is what it is. I think Nevolutionary is the last one, so that's good. And we have, like, 3. So this one's me saying I'm tied. Oh, yeah, I can't show this video, but I'm tied. Little's going to talk about me. These motherfuckers is worse. I can't show this video, so... Okay, so basically, a few brothers step in to help a trooper that was shot. They seem to be more concerned than the other cops on site. So I can't show this, obviously. But this brother gets shot. No, not brother. This white boy gets shot. And then these black men, like tons of them. Like maybe 5. I don't know how many, but like 5 black men walk over and are like, yo, hey man, are you all right? Let's help you out. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but like I probably wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't. You know, I'm sorry. I mean, like to the extent that like the only reason why if I had to is like if it were like so fucking obvious to the point where like, you know what I mean, like, you know damn well you're gonna have like social consequences for not stepping up, then like, yeah, like I'd probably be socially pressured to it. But like me personally, like my mindset is not, let me go help out these white folk. Oh shoot, this is from 2019, so it's not even a any within thing. So this is gonna be this long ass thread. You guys can look at it on your own. I'll just start it off. This is too old. I didn't realize it was so old. But it's like, no Nigeria can visit. I'll just read the first 4 paragraphs. So no Nigerian can visit Ajaokuta Steel Company ASC. See investments of more than $8 billion rotting in the African sun and not cry. I went there. I cried. What exactly is the problem? If I have written severally on this topic, but today let me do it comprehensive post. Let me do a comprehensive post. I'm reading really bad. Ajaokuta, my feet are tired. Steel is massive, 68 kilometers road network, 24 housing estates. Some of the estates have over 1,000 homes, a seaport, 110 megawatt power. So there should be a capital M. All right, megawatt power generation plant. There are 43 separate plants in Ajaokuta alone. It is estimated that if Ajaokuta became operational, it will create 500,000 jobs. Now look at that. You see, when I said megawatt and when I said milliwatt, y'all know I was a physicist. You know, you know what I'm saying? Because like only somebody in the sciences would look at 110 like a power generation plant and see lowercase m and say milli. You know. Because like everybody else would be like, oh, it's a megawatt. Like, who the fuck would think it's a milliwatt? You know. Anyway, but it's like the way how that is that it's if it's lowercase it means milli, and if it's uppercase it means mega. So and technically the W should be mega, uppercase too. But yeah. But this is the thing I want you to realize. So you build a steel company, a steel factory, right? And it has houses there. It has power generation. People are living on this factory. That's a normal thing that like when you go to, but of course it's going to cost a whole bunch. Like you said, I think it says $8 billion. $8 billion. The U.S., I believe, right? She said, there's no industrialized nation on the earth that does not have a steel sector, and that is that simple. The Central Bank of Nigeria reports that Nigeria currently imports steel, aluminum products, and associated derivatives of approximately 25 metric tons per annum, estimated at $4.5 billion. So they're importing steel when they have a steel company. Ajaokuta is an integrated steel company. It was designed by the Russians to be self-sufficient, to get all its input from Nigeria and make steel. Ajaokuta strength is also its weakness. Ajaokuta can only work with all inputs available. Oh, I think I was kind of interested in this, but like up to a certain point, technical, I think I read up to like here. But basically, like, you know, if you don't have the required, it's not bad. A technical post, but please try to follow. Steel, I'll just rate it a little bit more. Steel is an alloy of iron and carbon. Iron is the base metal in steel. To make steel, you need iron ore, coke from coal, limestones are main components. The components are mixed in a blast furnace to make liquid steel, which can then be long steel for real lines or flat steel for auto. To give a simple example, look at steel as making jollof rice. Iron ore is the rice, the limestone and coke are the peppers and salt, the pot is the blast furnace. At a steel plane, the blast furnace is only turned on when the steel company is ready to make steel. Blast furnaces operate continuously and are never shut down. The raw material to be fed into the furnace is divided into several small charges that are introduced into the furnace at 10 to 15 minutes intervals. This means that everything must be in place before the blast furnace is turned on. The iron ore, the coal, the limestone, everything. Why? Because you do not switch off a blast furnace for another 10 years or however its campaign life is. And so he's like, Nigeria has all the raw materials needed to produce steel, including iron ore and koji, coal and limestone in Enugu. But Nigerian iron has very low iron concentration. Agbaja has the largest iron ore deposit in Nigeria with about 2 billion tons, but the Agbaja ore has a high phosphate content. You know, phosphates can cause brittleness. So basically, He goes through the process and all that kind of stuff, and he tells you blah 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 blah. But of course, this is like an old ass article, so it's not gonna be current enemy. He's not gonna be the enemy within. He's gonna describe how this plant was abandoned to be the enemy within. But it is what it is. So that's it. And then last one is this motherfucker. Deaf to whom? Deaf to whom? And it comes back to that. Deaf to whom? Who are these people wishing death on? Let me see what the comments are like while we live with this. This person, I thought this thing was going to be deleted, but it never was. Leto says, yeah, the comrades got on my case recently because I said you can't ask the government to not come for you when you call for revolution. Right? And then they say radical organizers are making pleas to Fox News. Kofi says, show it. Whitey don't care. Nah, no, they deleted episode. They deleted episode. What was it? So what episode are we on right now? We're on episode 28. They deleted to episode 26. And like I have no record of that because I don't save my own episodes. So they deleted episode 26, like straight up, like off of the hard drive, where I couldn't even like download it if I wanted to. I think. So yeah, you shouldn't like. And then they like put like a flag on my account where they're like 3 more of these flags and you're done. And so my thing is that like it's possible because I'm getting more, like I passed the 1,000 threshold, and they're like, oh, this dude's close to monetization, so let's fuck with his account again. You know what I mean? Like we're not giving this Negro nothing. Kind of like that whole the lady in the beginning where it's like, we're not gonna give you nothing for saying the N-word. Like you know what I mean? So yeah. So anyway, so yeah, I'm not even trying to fuck with them. I'm just like, you know what? Like I said, like, you know, let Lero break the rules. You know what I mean? I'll be like, you know what? You don't want me to show death? I won't show death. And my thing is that I don't even believe I showed death in that video. But you know, but I mean, I'm also the guy who's yelling at, like, who's complaining about black women. You know, saying that black men need to smile more. Like, so I mean, like, I'm not necessarily like I wouldn't even know if I saw death. You know, I'm just like whatever. I don't give a shit. But anyway, the guy's like deaf to all tethers. And so question is, he's like, if it don't apply, let it fly. And so what is a tether? So again, this is the complaining about other people. This is blaming them for all your things, saying that there's opportunity for you. And it's just like the same thing Nyere was saying good leaders, like real leaders, wouldn't do. And he's not even like around at this time. Like he passed away a while back, you know? But it's like tethers refer to a subset of black immigrants arriving mostly after changes to the 1965 naturalization and immigration laws who appeared to have an anti-FBA social political agenda to replace them and undermine their efforts to pursue protections, legislation, long overdue reparations from the U.S. government, and other resources that were originally earmarked to benefit FBAs. Now again, who are these N-words, right? Anyway, FBAs interpret the actions of these tethers as traitorous and treasonous since they were primarily responsible for fighting to have the 1965 immigration laws changed and amended to allow black immigrants an unprecedented pathway to citizenship in the U.S. Now, again, I really believe that black immigrants helped out in this immigration law. If any black people were doing it, I think black immigrants were doing it because a lot of black immigrants were major players in the civil rights organizations, and they probably had that interest more so than most black people. But anyway, like if anybody had that interest, I think Stokely Carmichael was like big, you know. Marcus Garvey was big. Marcus Garvey wouldn't have done that, but like Stokely Carmichael probably would have. But anyway, or Kwame Ture, right? So he says, a tether does not refer to all black immigrants as suggested by the hyperbole of those black immigrants, of all black immigrants, right? Who would be considered tethers by FBAs. They only refer to the insurgent black immigrants who moved to undermine the efforts of FBAs. But you see what I'm saying? Like, deaf to the black, like it's like, but who the fuck is really undermining black Americans in America? Is it the 1 million black immigrants, or is it the 200 million white people? I fucking hate these people, man. And then like, ugh. Well, somebody says, is this like a white guy? What is the underlying reason for tethers to undermine FBAs? Is this a white guy? Maybe it's not his real picture. It probably looks like a white guy. Maybe it's not his real picture. It could be a fake picture. But yeah, that's it. That's That's that motherfucker. So I was going to show you guys. Remember, you guys part of Podcasting Network, so called KW's Radio. So I can't even play these videos. They don't play. All right. They don't play. So what I'm gonna do? Well, I don't know. Let me see. I can't tell if it's playing for you guys, honestly. So I'm just gonna show you guys, and we can just go from there. So these are the different podcasts you can get to. I don't know if you get to hear it. So Bit of Medicine Podcast, Revolutionary Matron, obviously Tanzan, obviously Brother Bakari, obviously Forecast. So I don't know if you guys can hear this or not. Let's go from there. Yeah, you guys can't hear it. Okay. So then that's like a pro black perspective. So like, yeah. And beyond that, I think that's pretty much the whole podcast. Obviously, I'll tell you guys to, make sure you guys check out the Nyere. I can't even say it right now. I'm like so hungry, so everything, so tired. I made a mistake of coming in late. I would obviously advise you guys go listen to the podcast from wherever, right? I also encourage you guys to go check out the internet and get yourself a copy of the Book of Power. Okay? That's pretty much it though. Go get a copy of the Book of Power. Go check out the Nyere, the Ujamaa video. And then that's pretty much all I can say. Let me see if there's any other comments. Looks like Bit of Medicine's writing something. Bit of Medicine's showing you guys different podcasts on the KWZ Radio Network. So make sure you check them out. Like he says, there's KWZ Radio. Subscribe there. The Bit of Medicine Podcast. Subscribe there. Pro Black Perspective. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe there. You got the Harsh Reality Podcast. There's going to be a podcast tomorrow. And Lero is going to be there. So make sure you guys check out. I mean, not just for Lero, but like, support the sister. The sister who decides to call me out and actually call me grandson. You got to go listen to her. Learning Curve, obviously. Learning Curve is going to be available again tomorrow, Monday. She's still reading Jope, and she's doing really, like it's really interesting. So make sure you guys check that out. Brother Bakari says, Oni, the undermining of African people in America is done by the FBA, idiots, freedmen. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean? Look. What I would say is this. These white boys are, big. But, I get why the white boys are doing it. I don't get why black folk are doing it. That's what I don't get. I get it, too, I guess. But I'm just it's kind of like between you and Forecast, how you guys go back and forth on it. But it's if this white boy, if a white boy's, if the public school, the public school system has my son singing a national anthem to America, makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? Makes a lot of sense. We're in America, whatever. But if the black person is making my son sing the national anthem to America, it's what the fuck, man? What are you doing? And I get if you're working for America, okay. But if we're privately, 4th of July celebration, get the fuck out of here, man. If you doing that just to make white people think you're patriotic, okay. But if you're doing that because you are, it's this time I went into this I was let me support this black business, I went to a liquor store, right? I don't go to liquor stores, right? But I went to the liquor store, I was let me support a black business. And I was low-key, I was let me go support Russia, right? Get some vodka from Russia, right? Because they were at war with Ukraine, and I was fuck Ukraine, I'm going to get some vodka from Russia, right? Why not, right? And then I go into this black-owned alcohol shop, and this dude, I'm hey, you got any vodka from Russia? They're no, we got some Swedish, we got some so on and so forth. And then the bar owner steps up to me, we don't got nothing from Russia. Fuck Russia. Blah, blah, blah. And you're the fuck is wrong? I didn't get hype on him. I didn't care. It's white boys, you know what I mean? But for real though, why are you barking at me? Why are you so serious? Do you think white folk are just, why do you think more like the white man than you have to? You have to. But anyway. Next one is Forecast. Make sure you guys check out Forecast and Brother Bakari. Both of them are anytime. So you make sure you guys subscribe to them and put a bell. And then Tanzan actually did something random last night, but she's also I think Tuesday, I believe it was Tuesday or Saturday, one of the Tuesdays. Was it yesterday? I don't know. But yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to all these channels. This is KWZ Radio. So other than that, appreciate fam for coming through, spending some time with me. And hopefully I can hear from you guys again. But until next time, Shem Yam Hotep, Anku Ja, Seneb Neb, Amen, Ma'at, Dua Necher.